So basically, the box is black.
You're not going there. So
And on the inside, it's got some information.
That's the outside of the box.
Yeah.
See, it's black, the black one.
Yeah.
And then the inside has the little story, whatever the story is. So whilst you're sitting there eating your chicken inside the shop or at the bus stop,
So
or when you're waiting for your turn on the train with the woman, then you are reading this story saying, I did such and such and such, and I'm now knife free.
So you think it's racist?
The way it was targeted, yes.
That means that you believe in the stereotype that black people are the only ones that eat chicken.
No.
Then how is it racist?
Because it's targeted to blacks that mainly go into chicken shops.
It
is a double.
It's in chicken
like
shops.
A double entendre.
But it's in chicken shops.
Yeah,
It didn't say targeted for blacks. They put it in chicken shops. So
Okay.
why is it now racist?
They are targeting
Young
knife
people.
crime.
Yeah.
And in their eyes, knife crime is majority done by black people.
Is that what they said?
In their eyes.
Is that what they said?
I'm not saying that's what they said.
Yeah. So it's a stereotype that you agree with.
Rest in peace.
It's a stereotype that I buy into. I don't say I agree with.
So you buy into the stereotype that black people
Mainly eat chicken.
mainly eat chicken.
Out of the 5 of us in here,
Please quote that so we can put it somewhere.
out of the 5 of us in here, do we all eat chicken?
No.
Yes. Sounding nice, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of
Nice.
the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. At ESN Podcast on all your social medias. Use the hashtag ESN Pod to join in the conversation or get the conversation started. That's what we like. Rate and review us everywhere. Of course, when I complained that we had that one 4-star review, somebody gave us a 3-star review.
Is somebody that we know?
I don't know. You don't know who gives you the reviews. But somebody went there, you bitch, you. So thank you for that. Whoever
Next
that
week
is.
will be 2.
We're back. Episode 138, I believe. What's up, lads? Once again, we have a full squadron in the house. I am the Podfather, aka the Truth, the one that brings it to you raw. Stavros Boss.
Get down.
Yeah. And in the room with me this very night, I have DJ Webslinger.
DJ Webslinger on Instagram, DJ Webslinger on Twitter, you pussy fuckers.
Easy.
Well, it's better you bang that than other places. We also have Big Wahala.
Big Wahala is that Big Wahala on Twitter. What's good, people?
Welcome.
Yes, Iron Mike.
And we have the beige one himself.
Beige, you know.
Quenu Warrior.
This man said beige one himself.
Simple Simon.
AKA Shiny.
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 I don't know what that is. Shiny did you say?
I said shiny.
Disrespect.
Yeah, Simple Simon.
To all women who have a penchant for stealing the men of other women, it is advised that you flee. To those same women, the owner of the man will come for you, for she does not play. So it's better that you stay away. That was a short excerpt from a poem by the Right Honourable Buccaneer. The original poem is called Man Teeth, and it goes a little something like this.
Man Teeth, you know.
Well, this is Buccaneer again. And this one dedicated to all the wife and me and them. Your problem? Mix up time. All man thief run away from the owner cause she no play. And a little bit of husband them take already but not this one. Man thief have to run away but the owner feed the man a stay. So when a girl a try take your man, just call her this.
Wait for it.
Man thief, man thief, man thief, man thief, man thief.
There's a few of them out there, you know.
Man thief.
Right. At Simple Simon FB on Twitter, I am Simple Gaza Fist Simon.
Gaza Fist.
All right.
Gaza Fist.
And to fill out the squadron.
What does Gaza mean? Bruv, it's okay. It's okay. You got Big Wahala just shaking his head. It's okay.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Go on, explain Gaza, man.
Wow.
As our resident professional yardie.
The resident professional yardie. Okay, so
Adras.
all right, there's
Rust.
there's
Not this one.
the geographical
I've never
Gaza,
claimed
which
to be.
we are all aware of, which is the war zone,
Yes.
and there is also a Gaza in Jamaica, an area called Gaza in Jamaica. But when you hear me use the terminology, I'm not talking about the location. I'm talking about an idea.
And a feeling.
Yes, and a feeling. So it's
Okay.
the idea and the feeling is about the going against injustice, looking out for the poorer, not the poorer man, but the underdog,
And the Jamaican way.
it's what
Truth, justice, and the Jamaican
and the
way.
Jamaican way. So when you hear me say it as an affirmation almost, or as a rhetoric, that is what I mean. It could also mean that a situation is quite diabolical. So I could say, for example, but what happened? Did you see what happened in Friends Park? Yeah, man, Gaza. It means that the thing was mad.
So it's like pattern.
It's like pattern.
Is it like this thing?
Not like this thing. This thing is more universal than Gaza. Gaza, for me, there are situations where it will go in, and the sound of the way I say it will let you know what I mean by it at the time as well.
It's like, well, I guess like,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Could Gaza Fist be the new Jamaican superhero?
That's a shout, you know. That is a shout. I like that.
GF on the chest.
Yeah,
GF.
he must drink Manish water and Magnum.
Manish Water's got a madness in there still.
Manish water's got a madness in there, but
Manish water sounds wrong.
it, you know why it sounds wrong? It kind of is when I think about it. It's like goat head soup kind of thing. Like but it's got things in there that are supposed
That
to.
just sounds like sperm. Manish water.
Yeah, no,
Kind of.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. And ironically, it's supposed to be like one of them aphrodisiac things. Apparently, it's good for the old stamina, you know.
The Nigerians have a goat head meal.
Yeah,
What's it called? It's an Igbo thing, isn't it?
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, boy. I've seen it, but I don't know which tribe wants to claim it, boy. I thought it was a Ghanaian import. Keep going.
Okay.
God damn.
Last of the 5, we have Mr. Wolf.
What's going on, everybody? Everybody good? I can see Big Wahala sitting there patiently waiting.
Yeah, go on, alright, man.
What kind of accent was that?
I don't know what you want me to say to you people.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, then go on,
Just
that's
sit
it
there
then.
patient. You know?
That's what I was doing.
But you know what?
You disturbed me.
Both wisdom and patience are required to take an elephant into a city. That's Yoruba proverb this week. Solving a complex problem requires not just wisdom, but patience as well. Exceptional outcomes take time. The proper definition of patience, I've said before, is the willingness to wait without getting angry.
That's wonderful.
But
Do you
that's
think that you are
procrastination as
impatient?
well.
Well, if you're
that's
waiting for something, that's if you need to do
The
something.
willingness to wait without getting angry. There's some lazy motherfuckers in the world that are doing this naturally.
Last week you gave a proverb.
Oh man, I did say that I wanted to send the voice note in next week.
We
didn't I?
can do it next week as well. But
Yeah, go on then.
I've got a comment from a listener,
Go on, let me hear this.
and basically your comment was about dried yam or something like that.
It was about yam
Or
flour.
pounded yam, yam
Yeah.
flour, and a couple of guys mentioned that there would have been no such thing as yam flour back in the day, so it couldn't be a timeless proverb. It must be something recent.
Timeless.
And this comment says, if you dry out yam, you can blend or grind it to yam flour. And what's this word? Is ilubu? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Amala.
No, it's
Yeah,
ilubu.
it is the llama.
Well, ELUBO. So I don't know if I'm got this wrong, but ilubu is used to make amala, and it's made from cassava or yam flour. We all know that amala has been a staple Yoruba dish for years, so that proverb could very well be timeless.
As they all are. My mum heard it, and she had something to say.
What did
But-
she say?
I had it in a voice note, man. So
No, but what did she say? What did she say though?
similar to what the lady is. That a lady?
Yes.
Similar to what the lady said.
But there was yam flour back in them times.
Yeah, the yam flour, she said, is from before she can even remember. It's yam flour. Is
Actually, it would make sense.
not,
You know why?
He really doesn't care.
I don't. So you not don't talk to me. If you're talking to each other, I don't care.
No, the
anymore.
reason why it would make sense is because in countries such as Nigeria, that kind of climate, in the time before fridges, well, which is almost like now because the electricity don't work, but in the time before fridges, like preserving something like yam or preserving anything, you would dry it to preserve it.
or they intentionally sliced it and dried it to make amala.
You know what?
basically,
Just by chance,
and grinded it.
I've been listening to, as usual, podcasts about things that they feel have helped society move forward.
Yeah.
And one of them was, this is series 2. It's a BBC series, really good. I recommended it last series. It was 50 Things to whatever, modern society. And they talk about machinery and injection. What's the things when?
Vaccination.
Vaccination, all that stuff. And this week's one, was cassava.
Mm.
Just by chance. And I was saying that basically throughout the times, cassava, I'm hoping it's cassava. I was trying to look for it. I'm not sure if it's the one. But cassava, if you don't cook it right, it's poisonous.
Yeah, that's correct.
So they're saying that you have to learn over times and blah, blah. So cassava was, I guess, it was a beacon for them to talk about how over time society has learned how to cook certain foods. So in certain countries in Africa, like cassava was in Africa before, it's come from somewhere.
No, cassava's from South America.
Yeah, it was native to there. They learned how to cook it over time. So they said when the white men went to them places and was tried to eat it like they did, they died because they were killing themselves. It's a slow poison. It's not an immediate thing. But if you keep eating it and cooking it wrong, it can kill you.
Potatoes as well.
But part of it, basically, what they said is what they had to do, and this is ancient times. They dried it and they turned it into a flour,
Into a dust.
So they did do that. So that is another thing back in the thing.
And next thing that's really poisonous, I don't know if you know about it, is ackee. You know, from ackee and saltfish.
Yeah, I was asking someone about that.
Ackee is poisonous, highly poisonous, like kill you dead poisonous. You have to know how to behave with it.
Ackee, I'm
Why
not
did you
too
say
sure.
from ackee and saltfish like they're bread?
They are bridging. Ackee and saltfish, they're par in it.
Would you eat that blowfish?
Which blowfish? The one that they do in Japan?
Yeah.
Ugu. I don't know. I don't think I need to do that. Carl, that's really putting your life in someone's hands, isn't it? Because a man just might, if he
knows you're black, then
all that has to happen is that he grace the poison with the edge of the knife and cut one of the pieces that you're gonna eat, and that's you, bro.
For those that don't know, blowfish is an extremely poisonous fish, and it must be cut and cooked in a certain way. It doesn't even have to be cooked actually, but it must be cut a very certain way. You must cut the poison.
What, there's
Love, man.
a poisonous area that you have to cut around.
Yeah. Anyways, let me just play this clip. I'm sure everyone that listening heard it before, but we were talking about it just before we got started, and I want to continue the conversation with this.
Oh shit!
All right, Mr. Wolf hadn't seen that before, and Wahala's been laughing about it all week. He believes he's been punished because of one of the jokes that he's laughed about. So I'll let him say the joke because I think it's actually quite funny.
It was funny. It was hilarious, but it was evil and it's wrong. But
So,
that's the reason why I've been punished.
Yeah, so you're not gonna say it.
I'll say it on the thing.
Speak about your punishment first.
I've got a big spot on my nose. and I woke up with this spot right after I laughed all night because of this punishment. And I sent it to the group chat to laugh as well.
So that meme is Idris Elba. I'll tell you where it's from now because I was holding back. It's off an interview program called Hot Ones where they eat chicken wings with hot sauce. And I actually watched the whole thing. It's half an hour. His episode. I've watched an episode or two before. It's actually a decent program. But I'm not one to sit there and watch video content that often. But for some reason, because of this meme where he's coughing after he's got to a certain point and he finds the chili or whatever quite hot, and he's coughing and he says what he says, like you've heard it. I decided to watch it, and it's a proper good interview. So I suggest everyone goes out and watch that Idris Hot Ones interview on YouTube. But so a lot of people have been memeing it. Busting the little jokes. I did my own one today where I said, this is how I was this morning eating my breakfast when I realized that, because I saw your tweet saying that you saw Griff yesterday. I had completely forgot I had bought Griff's ticket. And so that is literally what I was doing, like, oh dear. Because my wife had forgotten, I had forgotten. and we had no childcare. It's like and we had made other plans as well. It's like yeah, what we're gonna do now? So but we sorted it all out. So I've just come from there, by the way. But the meme that you initially laughed at that poisoned your nose was
He's laughing still
because it's so bad. Well, I don't understand how they write again. What you explain? Basically, they got the video and they said when a mosquito bites Magic Johnson. But for those that don't know, Magic Johnson's got HIV.
But I think all HIV jokes with Magic Johnson is cool.
Yeah, because we don't have it anymore.
He's been taking that cocktail since before the cocktail was like a known thing, and it reduces the level of HIV. I'm not saying the right terms, but it keeps it to a level like kind of low, so that you can still have sex and do this and that.
so it's not contagious.
No, it just makes it kind of like manageable. It's like a cocktail. They call it the cocktail, I believe. It's the
magic
cocktail. Yeah, it's a cocktail of drugs that you take that minimizes the growth of HIV.
Or some of that Magic Johnson cocktail.
It keeps it to a level. And I think once it gets down to a certain level, it's almost like it doesn't exist anymore. It's like you're almost like you're cured. So let's say you go beneath 1 out of 10. So I think Magic Johnson's gone beneath that level now.
They can't find traces of it.
It's the T cell count, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know
whether it is, but they can't find traces of it, and everybody's like, "Why is the one Magic Johnson the only one they can't?"
Because his name was Magic.
Because he's rich.
I don't know, but that was very wicked and very funny at the same
When
time.
a mosquito bites Magic Johnson.
But you made me forget about the ones I was remembering, because there was plenty that I was remembering.
Yeah, the first one you said that you mentioned was about tasting the thing.
Tasting cum and you still have to pay for your carnival outfit. That one was finished me. That was the first one I saw and I was dead. Like that one actually because I was at work and they was looking at me like, because I was properly busting up and I could not understand where this video came from. And then I just started seeing it everywhere. And then one of them, somebody put darling, you want your dinner? And then he starts eating, and then the person that turns Jamaican of like, yo, fuck are you? You see what? Because clearly the person's poisoning the food, in it.
Okay.
And then you can see, well, if you read it, you'll see it. Like, it's just the way you can see the thing go through, and then he starts to eat and he's poisoned. There was another one where it said, when you're in Nando's and you see them eating, the man asks you why you got Fanta in your water glass. And everybody that obviously goes to Nando's knows that you're not supposed to put obviously the drink in the water glass. Well, if you don't know Nando's, they offer you free drinks. I mean, free water, and you get a glass so you can have free water. But they've got drink fountains there.
Water.
So people tend to, if they're thieves, a lot of them.
Is that what we call them, thieves? Yeah?
They are, innit? They're thieving, innit?
Are you stealing drink?
Yeah, that's what they did. So they basically
appropriating juice.
That's what they basically will use that same glass and then fill it with fizzy drink. And obviously it's not something you're supposed to do. So that was something else that caught it. It's hard to just talk about it because you need to see it.
But the thing is,
the videos are so funny.
Every time I read the meme, because I'm always on Twitter. I don't know if it's on Insta, but I don't use it. So I'm always on Twitter. And for me, I have to press it to hear it. And I still press it every single time. I know exactly what it sounds like, and I still press it every single time.
So what you played there, was that how it sounds?
Yes,
That's not edit or nothing.
No. Well, yes, but that is the one that everyone plays. That's the clip that somebody has cut out and used, and everyone is now using that.
The internet is genius, anyway.
Yeah, but how do we give credit to the person who started it?
I don't know.
How does that happen? The captioning of
it don't, bruv.
It doesn't. So man just puts it out there and they just watch it blow up. Because it probably doesn't blow up on their account.
Yeah, it probably blows up with somebody else who just retweeted it another time with a better caption.
Yeah.
It's the Wild Wild West. I've seen tweets where somebody has written something funny and somebody else has just copied it, pasted it on their own thing, and then got thousands of likes. And then the person has quote tweeted his thing and said, "Brother, I had this first." And everyone's like, "Yeah, well, you ain't popular."
Yeah, man.
That's it.
You know what?
Bruv,
being popular on Twitter is a mad thing, because when you're popular on Twitter, I want to be a popular enough on Twitter that when somebody comes to beef me, I don't even have to back my own beef.
Wow.
Because I'm seeing it on Twitter that people don't have to back their own beef anymore. There's certain people that say things, and before you've even allowed yourself to even cuss that person back, somebody else is already backing your own beef for you. It's mad.
Well, this is life. Life in general.
Yeah, but you don't know that person and they're backing their beef for you. Because they follow you and they like you on Twitter.
I've never seeked to, when I wasn't super popular, when I was in the back, like in the dark shades of Dartmoor.
Are you never? Is there a time when you're not in the dark shades of Dartmoor?
You know what I'm saying.
You the black.
When I was like that, I didn't want to be like there. but I've never wanted to necessarily be super, super popular.
Yeah.
Then there was a time where I was a little bit popular and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Then I went down to not being popular again, and I was cool because I was with my missus. It's cool, and I didn't need the popularity.
Yeah.
But since we've come back with the podcast again, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm not popular, I want to be popular. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So what you're saying?
Like a few weeks ago, when we were talking about us having a bigger podcast and not being big, and we were talking, and some people commented and say, "What do you need to be popular?" One person specifically asked, "Do you feel you have to be big?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, why not? I'd rather do this than go to my work. I'd rather get paid for doing this." But I think being popular is part of it. You notice any popular podcast has popular personalities. They do kind of go hand in hand. You can't have a big reigning podcast of personalities like we have, you know, and the people themselves are not popular. They do go hand in hand, whether it's the podcast that pulled them up or the other way around, whichever. So I'm admitting here now, open to all of you, including Webslinger Who's Sleeping, that I want to be popular on Twitter.
That's wonderful for you.
So you just want your accolades.
I'm funny.
You think you paid your dues?
I'm entertaining.
Do you know who else wanted to be popular on Twitter?
Who?
Slumflower.
Is she not popular on Twitter?
Boy, at the moment, she's gone from being popular to people going at her quite heavily because she seems to have changed her methods of dialogue now.
Is it?
So, you know, she used to be Saggy Boobs Matter, you know, with them type of thing there, and, you know,
what happened? She got surgery or something?
Women, you know, women should stay away from man. Man is deaf. Man is all this stuff in it. Now she's giving out dating advice of how to get a man.
I'll read the tweet that's got people up and up. Basically, she
Jesus.
It could mean that, or she's just making another avenue to collect the coin.
She's a feminist.
Maybe.
She says, for one, she doesn't need a man, and for two, you shouldn't do anything. You shouldn't try and squeeze yourself to fit into what men want.
Fair enough.
That was a whole thing.
That's what she's been saying, which was part of the saggy boobs thing. Like, this is something to appease men, to wear bra to keep your boobs up, and to what is it? End of the day, it's there as a function.
I truly don't believe that women should have to wear bras
to feed your children. It's not there for me to make you, you know, yearn for me. So let me do my thing and fly free. So she wrote this: dating apps really aren't the place to be doing social justice, you guys. The theoretical stuff is cute for Twitter and the round table, but when it comes to applying steps that in turn bring you success, you need to put your wins first. Your life is more than feminist theory, okay? And I think this was down with a picture of somebody who's on some sort of social media thing or dating thing, and she says, wear makeup, really? That seems a bit misogynist. Should you wear makeup when you're putting a profile picture up on a dating app to try and gather men? It seems misogynist. And Slumflower herself is saying, well, basically, why not? If you're trying to gather men, then do what you need to do to gather men. It's all good to talk around the round table and on Twitter about the struggle. But when you really need something, i.e. a man, in this case a man, which is that opposite of what she usually talks about, then do what you need to do. Do what you have to do.
Yeah, but then she's going further now. So she said other stuff now.
She said more.
Yeah, she said other things about how she's giving more advice about how to get men and stuff. It's like she's angling to now use that as a new thing to try and sell now. But boy, as you said about the last thing, we said about this thing, boy, people want to buy it, let them buy it. But it seems like the proper feminists, people that I was following her for the feminism now, I feel a bit betrayed, yeah, because they're like, well, we followed you because of this, and now you're just saying the complete opposite. What the fuck? And you know, them lot riding for her. The same thing I was saying earlier. You know, when people used to say stuff like, this woman's a fake, she's a liar, why are you listening to her? They was riding for her, why are you saying this? You're haters, blah, 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 blah. Now those same people are like, nah, what's going on with this chick? Why is she behaving like this? What? Is she mad?
I woke up about, a few days ago, and I just saw...
You woke up a few days ago?
Sunflower.
Just out of creation.
So, and I just saw my timeline again, and I forgot about it. I haven't seen her in ages. Unfortunately for me, because I don't follow her, and I probably not follow the type of people that follow her, unless there's some controversy, I follow more people that might be insulting her on the sly. There's a lot of people that sly digger. Yeah, if you're gonna dig, at least do it blatantly, innit?
With your whole chest.
You get me? Shout out Tops, Tops blatantly. So I just saw it. Like everyone was just saying. I was like, so I went to her page and I saw this. And for me, I shrugged my shoulders. I said, "What's the big deal?" And then I said, "Oh, okay. I do actually see the connection here. You've been saying one thing, and now you're saying the opposite. But this is when you see someone as a messiah, and you see them as some sort of idol. That now you're getting upset. But whereas before, when she used to say stuff, cussing men or doing this and that, men and women mostly men would go at her, and then the woman would be defending her. From what I saw this time is women were free reigning all over.
Yeah, and the man was like, "We did tell you this, and you was cussing us down." So then the women cussed the men again because it's like, you asked you to come and tell us that again.
For me, I don't know. Maybe her chakras got rattled, or maybe she's just growing. That's what growth is about.
I just think she's found another avenue for the money, bro.
So you think she's out here just collecting coins like Mario?
Why not? That's what her aim is. Obviously, I'm assuming to collect money. Why not?
I'm disappointed we're talking about it, actually.
Then that's not
Because I think she's
Yeah, for real.
I just think she's a young girl doing her thing. Because I don't have any issue with her either way. I only talk about it we're talking about it because it's a popular thing. It doesn't bother me either way. Which way?
It only
she
came
goes
from the
about it.
topic because you said you wanted to be popular, and that came into my head.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But okay, let's go back to that. So you want to be popular on Twitter? Only
Yeah.
on Twitter. What about in real life?
No, I don't. In real life, I'm cool. I'm good.
But you want to be popular online.
I want to.
So you want your persona online to be popular and your real life persona outside to be unknown.
No, I'm cool with how I am in real life now. I'm
Yeah.
alright. Some people know me, some people don't. I'm not. You know, I'm alright. I'm just wherever. I'm cool. I don't need to walk down the street and people need to know who I am.
You just want to talk to people
So
on
make
Twitter.
him go
There you
viral.
go.
That's all he wants to do. He wants to talk to people
Bro,
on Twitter.
I want to ask a question and get answered.
And get
I want to
answered.
put up a poll and people to answer it. I'll put up some good polls, some good hip hop stuff or some good stuff about and nobody answers me.
The problem, the problem is though, the problem is though, if you did
Come
get
on,
answers,
man.
you get blocked. So there's no point because every time I see you conversate with anybody, you get blocked. Like there is no one that I see that you conversate with that's normal, like a normal conversation that you don't get blocked.
So what are we saying? When you post something on Twitter, how many retweets
I
and
catch
likes
air.
you get?
I catch air.
This is where it comes.
I don't know if your Twitter personality is a likable personality.
Have you had a viral tweet?
No.
I think you had
No.
one. You had one. That one that they put on the BBC or something.
I had something on the BBC.
Yeah, remember you had one tweet on the BBC. I forgot what it was for.
I don't remember.
You
that.
did on the BBC website. You did. I can't remember what it was for though. It was for something.
Okay, I don't know.
Help
Depends what
him-
you count as viral.
Come on, Webs, help him.
I
Go
had one of my
viral.
tweets on one of the newspaper thing today.
Why the hell would I help him go viral?
You had a tweet in the
I
newspaper.
don't know.
Like one of those local newspaper websites apparently.
There's some people you
Conversation.
can't help. You realize that, right?
You can't help him.
Oh, I
Can't
can't
help
be helped
No,
because
you're just not likable.
He is likable.
No,
He's more likable in person than he is online because
so he's not
online.
likable online.
The problem with you online is that people can't. In fact, sometimes that might even help you, but this I don't know if it helps you online. But people can't take your when you can't.
Humor.
No, you can't. And you can't hear their what's it called? Their tone.
it's tone.
Yeah, it's the tone online. You can't see it, so people just assume that either if they
Can't
don't
hear
know
it or
you,
you can't see it.
that the things that you might be being sarcastic about could be seen to be serious.
It's too much bitches online, man.
So you blame everyone else.
Yes, they're
But-
crying over anything,
But
man.
but you're the one. What did they call the one denominator?
the
but you blame
common denominator.
but you blame everyone else.
Yeah, because people are so soft these days. You can't say nothing.
But why do you have to? Why do you have to be saying something?
You're on Twitter.
Yeah, but you have to.
Everybody's saying something.
You have to insult.
I'm not. No. This is the point. It's not necessarily an insult. It could be, hey, I put up this thing, and somebody says, and they even say, "What do you think?" And somebody says, "I think it's left," and somebody says, "I think it's right." But I didn't want to hear right today. I only wanted to hear left. So anybody that says right, block or latest to you because you're messing.
Not everyone,
You're
just
messing. You're messing with my
Chakra.
my chakra, my
chi.
chi. You get me? It's like I don't need that.
Oh no,
energy.
let's use
So
what you used.
I'm blocking you.
Let's use what you used last week. You're entering my space.
Yeah.
That stupid sentence.
So it's like I don't know you. I don't know. So maybe another person that said right. So maybe I'm the one that. But the other person that said right, I know him, or I know her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't
as
understand-
far
they don't
as
get
I'm
your tone.
concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's coming from malice. But I don't know you, and you said right, and I don't want to hear right from people I don't know.
Yeah, but then you say that they don't understand his tone. But I swear today, was it today that I did that tweet? Or was it yesterday?
What tweet? The one that you was talking
No,
about earlier?
today.
Today, yeah. The tweet that I put out today, you said it was creepy, and he said it was fine.
Yeah, but you whether or not it was fine or not, you still look. I didn't tell you it was creepy. I said if you didn't look good, you won't be able to catch a woman with this type of line that you wrote down. That's what I told
Hey,
you.
I'm not catching a woman with it now.
It
though.
just looked wrong though. Still, it just looked unnecessary. It looked like when we went to go to do the we went to the podcast thing And we asked him to, what's it called, socialize. What did we ask him to do? Network. That's what he looked like in written form. What you wrote there is your networking in written form.
Simple looks like that black kid. He looks like that black kid with the eyes when he's networking, yeah?
No. He's trying to tell like Terrell, whatever his name is.
No.
My name is Simple Simon.
You dickhead.
I am from ESN podcast.
You fucker.
Thank you. Look at my hair.
All right. So,
my
before
hair.
we get into the topics, somebody says that last week, one of our comments said topics are getting stale as AF.
Wow.
Stale as fuck.
And you know what? Actually, because this person, they comment. I was telling Mr. Wolf before we got started. They comment about once every month, every six weeks, and it's usually a positive or a nice comment kind of thing. Not necessarily you guys are the best, but they'll repost the episode. They'll talk about something on the episode. It's not negative stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So when this person said it, and I was thinking that when I left the last week, anyways,
it held weight with you.
it blatantly it stuck with me. I've read it and it stuck with me because
Did she
this
give the
person,
free stars?
Sorry.
Did she give the free stars?
Who knows? Who knows? No, but the thing is, because as you've seen, I put more effort into the topics this week than I have in the last few
I
weeks.
did notice that.
Yeah, because the person was, as far as I'm concerned,
They were right.
She was right.
Condoleezza Rice.
I haven't been putting as much. Last week I did ask for help, and I don't think I got it. But I know personally, I haven't been putting as much effort into the topics as.
If I knew what they were doing
before.
the podcast, I might put more effort in actually finding topics for the day. But then when we the day before, we can do it tomorrow.
It's
Well,
from
in this case,
Friday
yeah.
to Sunday.
Yeah, but
Any of those 3 days.
yeah, but I don't know.
And some days Monday, sometimes Monday.
Really?
Sunday, Monday,
Can we
Tuesday,
shout her
Wednesday,
out?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, I don't mention names unless somebody asks for their name to be mentioned. And
No, I appreciate that though.
Yeah.
I appreciate the Gaza of it.
yeah, because I know you listen, so and you know who you are. So I heard what you said. Well, they listen because
Yeah, but maybe somebody else said the same thing.
well then whoever it is, I'm hearing you, and we putting more effort in this week.
You put more effort in this week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough.
Take your accolades because I did it.
All right. So
I can't remember. I put one question in there, I think.
before we get, you did,
And it was already in there.
Was it? No. He's put something in there.
No, that was him that put
Yeah,
the same thing
I
as
put
him.
something the same as him, but anyways, just before we get into the topics, the main topics, just want to big up a friend of the podcast in our pursuit of shouting out many podcasts and going to many podcasts, live events and whatnot.
Many, man.
We have, I have just come from Griff's, the Joker's first hour special.
Solo.
Wahala was there yesterday, so we're recording on Friday the 16th. So it's the last of 3 nights.
Yep.
And I was there with my wife, and she was cackling.
He's good, man. He's good. He's a
And
very...
what did you say, bro?
Which bit? Tell me.
You were saying that you wouldn't want to ruin anybody's.
Let's talk about the thing first.
We'll get to that in a minute. So, congratulations. You seemed, you almost seemed like nervous because I spoke to him when he came off. You almost seemed like nervous. I thought he's been gigging for years now.
Yeah, but it's that adrenaline, man. You still get that big adrenaline.
Yeah, an hour is a long time to hold an audience for.
And just like you said, it went quick.
It went very quick.
It did actually go quick.
He's very good at doing social commentary in joke form. He's good at that. So he talks about, racist was the big topic that he did on my hour. I'm assuming he did the same hour with you guys.
Yeah.
And it was a lot about race and different ways of explaining racism in the UK and other regions and stuff like that. And he did it really, really well. I enjoyed the hour. I didn't necessarily laugh at the other comics, but I laughed at him.
The American one, my missus laughed a bit. I only laughed a little throughout the whole night, but I guess it's a different kind of thing. But I enjoyed it. My missus thought the American she just liked the because he was quite raw.
He did have some raw jokes.
Yeah, there was the dude, one dude that anyway, let me not be too negative, but one dude I was impressed with, but fortunately for us, now, like I said earlier on, I forgot about it, and the missus said, "Oh, what are we gonna do now?" So we left the kid with my sister. We drove down.
Child, please.
We sorry, yeah, I know you know that kid because it's a baby goat.
The baby goat.
All right.
My niece is not a goat.
Across this road and got some yardie food. Drove down there and sat down and ate outside. We got there early enough, but we walked in 8:15, which is when the event started. Fortunately, thank God, just like I mentioned before, there were seats at the back. We sat at the back. Lovely. The people at the front 2 rows got grilled.
Mm-hmm.
a married couple of 19 years got murked. The person that was the host, he started, and then
what's his name? The host.
Ed, Uncle Ed.
Dark skinned guy. And
he's the one that does the ha 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 and gets in the.
No, he's not. He wasn't the host.
He was the host.
Not for me.
Who was your host then?
I don't know.
Kazim.
Yeah, Kazim was the host.
Okay, that one was Uncle Ed.
Kazim Jamal.
Okay. All right, so everyone did different things. Okay, well, for me, Kazim was the host, and he started on them.
He got like an afro on the.
No, he's got like a curly hair, like Cooley. But
it's a guy named Kazim.
Bruv, I'm just trying to figure out who it is because of a reason, bro.
Yeah,
because I was at a comedy show, and if it was him, bruv, he destroyed a couple of couples.
He didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Didn't like the worst.
Murder them. It wasn't like Gaza, but
he started on them, and he was cussing the man, cussed the woman, he cussed their marriage. he cussed, but in a nice way. But he was still cussing.
Yeah, it was very polite,
and I was staring these people in the eye at the back. Then I was hiding behind people because I was just waiting for them to come to me. And I said to Mr. Wolf earlier on, I did not want to mess up Griff's live show, but I would have. Because there was no way he was going to say that about me or about what he said about the man's missus, and I was just going to stand there. So the whole time until it was time for Griff, and I knew Griff because I've spoken to him about it before. We spoke to him when he was here. He said he's not. He doesn't do that interacting unless the crowd goes at him. He doesn't go at the crowd. So he doesn't. So, and I know he's got a special part of his special. He's not going to be to include the crowd. So until Griff got on stage, I was doing the Arthur fist. Ready for somebody.
I too.
Ready.
I too, because I had the same issue with. I also sat near the back anyway because I got there early enough to sit wherever I wanted to sit. So we sat near the back. Or should I say, my missus just went to the back. She knows better. So then,
some people chose to sit at the front.
Yeah.
So then,
some people
they were basically going at the people at the front. There was some guys, but this one actually was looking further back and trying to get. He got some mixed race guy and his white girlfriend, who at first was going with the joke, and then he started asking him, "Do you eat ass?" And the man was just like, "What are you doing?" Like he basically he was getting to the point where he was about to switch, and then the guy could kind of see that he was about to switch, and then this went off to another thing. But there's certain people you could tell that you just don't do this with. Like you can do it for a little while, but eventually that person's just gonna get vexed. So you have to just get to that level where you sense it. Literally, I just sat there looking vexed throughout the whole thing. Again, just like you, until Griff came on. Because I was like, in fact, before I even went downstairs, I looked at the people that I knew was going to be hosting it, and I looked at them vexed. So they just had that image of me looking vexed, so they won't come to disturb me at any point in time.
That would have been the perfect reason to come for you.
So then let me get this right.
That would have just made noise.
So Wahala just walked around with his normal face on and looked at everybody.
Yes. Not everyone, just the ones that was doing the show.
It would have been very interesting if they were scoped one of you two out. I would have loved to have been there, and I would have sat down with.
Why would you love to get to somebody to make your friends angry?
My who?
Your friends angry. Why would you like that? Because you know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'll probably get my phone out and film it, put it in a group.
Oh my days, this is your brothers, you can't trust them. You can't trust your friends.
I don't understand people like that.
I'm telling you.
I was speaking. You know that word that people use nowadays, and I hate it because I just think they fling it out there, and it's just become this it word.
What? Goddamn policy.
No, I had anxiety. I had anxiety.
You was twitching
until Griff got onto the stage. I had anxiety.
Did you have the Forrest Whitaker?
Because it's not a massive crowd. Yes,
yeah, it's not a big crowd, so
I was
they can spot you.
Yeah,
now.
I was expecting them to come to me, and I told the same conversation I had beside me. I said, "You better not come to me. You better not start." And I said, "Because I'm gonna shout." And my wife knows me. She knows I can't cuss. She knows I have no jokes, no game.
You just start crying and fighting.
And she said,
"Them windmill things there. Them windmill fight. Let's windmill his way to the front, boy."
Listen,
I said it to my missus yesterday. I said, "Boy, Stav's gonna have a problem tomorrow with this thing, you know." She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "He's really said that he don't like this type of thing." And I said, "I hope he don't sit near the front." So you're glad you didn't sit near the front.
But you didn't warn me though, did you?
What did I need to warn you for? You already said you're not gonna sit near the front.
Yeah, you could have told me like.
If I told you something, you could play. Why am I telling you that?
That is true.
He's been to the show and he would have said,
"What are you telling me about the show for?"
Where's that wife? Whoa, just leave me alone, man. Let me do what I'm doing. Don't talk to me.
All right, so.
But listen,
she said,
anyway,
he's just gonna cuss you, and I said, yeah, but I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna threaten him, and if I have to, I'm gonna knock him out. I do you know? I don't want to mess up Griff's thing, but you cannot
It's
just
my
stand
name,
there
back,
and just. Sorry,
I said you and your back.
You know what's so funny? I was waiting, yeah.
Don't bite
In
my
my
bad
mind,
back.
I imagined him trying to throw this punch, and I saw two things. One, the back, and the other one is just he run out of breath before the punch gets there.
I don't. You would go for the chair anyway. I already know
you
go for the chair.
you know, anger makes you.
Come
you
on,
don't feel.
doctors,
The
you've got
adrenaline
this.
will get you through all of
You
that.
go for the
stuff.
You
chair,
think
boy.
so, boy? What do you think a heart attack is? That's
It would just pick up the
adrenaline
chair,
happening.
innit? It would do with it. It was the chair. It would go for. I could almost sense it. You could use it.
I can't use his mouth going.
Mr. Burns.
No, but I don't understand why people feel like he's acceptable. Like yesterday, there was a husband and wife there, and he knew better because he said he was talking to the wife, and the wife was joking about with him, and then he was like trying to flirt with her, and he goes, you know, is your husband thingy? And he's like, yeah, my husband's here. And then he looked at the husband. The husband looked cool, but he looked like one of them brothers like, yeah. And then he was just like, oh, I'm gonna leave you lot alone. Because the husband didn't seem like he was that bothered, but you could tell that if he decided to get bothered, he would give you a slap.
But haven't we spoke about comedy and how it can be borderline and you guys have been cool with it? But when the joke is on you, you're not happy.
Not when you're sitting in a crowd. I mean, for me personally, I've said.
So,
like,
so have you guys ever been like cussed at school?
yes,
And
I'm fat.
And how did you deal with it?
I didn't like it because I said I can't cuss.
How did you deal with it?
I mentally can't cuss, you know. Don't cuss me because I can't cuss you back.
Basically,
Please.
You say something to Stab like, oh, look at your face, you're a fool. Stab will tell you, your mum's dead.
that is not true. I never went to school. I never went to school with my brother, so he doesn't know all these things.
He'll take it there.
I am the type that basically
No finesse when he's cussing, you know.
No, I don't even cuss.
Nah, he just gets angry. Right, you think I'm angry. You think I'm the angry one, yeah? Out of the two of us, he's the angry one, you know.
Jesse.
Out of the two of us, he's the angry one. One time, Stab came back, yeah, and his knuckles was all bleeding. Apparently, Stab was punching the wall because he was angry.
Why didn't you hit the person that hit you? I couldn't do it.
No, you
Hit the
know,
wall.
you know. Okay, put this way. Me and my brother have had many, like a few fights. I've never hit him. Like it gets to a point where I almost feel like, why do you? If I hit you, I'm gonna kill you. Like, so I can't do it.
But you hit me when we're not fighting. So what's the difference?
No, there's a difference between
Hitting you for fun.
smacking you
Walls,
because I think
don't hit
you,
back.
As opposed to fighting you. I've never fought you.
You said something to me the other day,
Have
yeah.
you smacked your brother?
No, I don't even remember doing that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, do you remember the other day he was cussing me about my teeth and he said that with your chipped tooth?
Yeah.
Do you remember he said that?
Yeah.
Do you know how my tooth got chipped?
This was an accident, by the way.
Oh, it was an accident.
Yeah, but it was an accident.
No, it wasn't an
He threw
accident.
something at you.
No, he hit me in the face with the vacuum cleaner pole and he broke my tooth. And he's gonna say it's an accident, but he was angry and he hit me with it.
No, I was just.
He blacked out. He doesn't even remember.
I didn't mean to hit him.
Do you know that if you go into my, I think they've changed the door, but
didn't mean
before,
to kill him, officer.
before, if you went into my mum's house, my mum and dad's house, and you went to the bathroom door, there was a dent in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you know why that dent was there?
No.
Because I just closed the door before Stav tried to punch me in the face.
No.
Yes. Yes.
This sounds like a history of
Yes.
violence.
Denial,
So all of this,
denial.
I don't know what he's trying it for.
It sounds like a history of violence.
So let's deal with our first topic.
I can reel off the meetings. I don't know why I'm trying to tell me.
I've never hit you.
You tried though.
What do you mean you've never hit me?
In a fight. I've never hit you.
He's never physically
Okay,
hit
so
you.
you're saying when I've hit you, you've never hit me back.
I've never started a fight
So
either.
what about the time that we was fighting and you kicked me down the stairs? And let's just go to the next topic, man.
Yeah.
You fell, and then
I fell.
And, and then I assisted you.
Oh, okay.
I did. You were falling. When you get to hell, tell him itchy center.
Okay.
You were falling and I extended my leg.
I wasn't falling.
And
He
it
kicked
looked.
me down the
I
stairs.
know.
I
I can
assisted
imagine.
in the
And my
fall.
mum just looked at me, you know.
All right.
I remember in Brazil you got angry as well.
For fuck's sake, why? Why?
So I'm the Hulk.
And I had, he's the
And
angry
you
one.
had to restrain him.
He's the angry one.
Man messed up my ribs.
I didn't know my powers was that strong.
It was Red Hulk and Green Hulk going at it.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's start off with a request about the British Nigerian police officer who requested.
Who requested that?
She requested to go on a
Did someone put that
Someone
question in?
requested it. Does it
Shut
matter
up
who?
your mouth.
Like everything.
That know a song,
Who's
Gary.
that? Who died yesterday? Who
That know a
did that?
song.
Everything's a question,
Do I
bro.
know them?
Shut up.
You can let me finish.
later, man.
When I finish, if I haven't told you what you need to hear, then you can ask before you come. It would be fair, you know.
Yeah, I'm not cutting you off.
So,
It's just conversation.
Don't hit him with anything, Steph.
A black woman who happens to be of Nigerian heritage, who works for the Met Police in London, requested to go on a
Nigerian Big Brother.
And they refused because you can bring your company in disrepute. This is not the kind of company that allows our people to go on to big mediums like this. And then she went anyways. So now the question is, should she be fired from her job for ducking out, taking her leave, I guess, and going to Nigerian?
And then supposedly having sex in the house.
Yeah, and that's the big thing there, that she might have, something was going on underneath the sheets. For me, I find it hard to believe that in a Nigerian show, that would happen.
Can we just take time?
Dun-dun.
I know it's got nothing to do with it, but can we just take time to acknowledge Makosi in life, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Makosi.
Kafi Karim. Kafi Karim, that's her name. That sounds like a porn star name as well.
Man said it like it was. She got a lovely.
But the Nigerian Big Brother is big and a lot goes on in it.
I'm assuming, bro, them man doing with shenanigans in there, man.
Yeah,
Did she go in on designated leave? She had leave and she.
I don't know.
From what I gather, she asked for leave. They denied her leave, and she went anyway.
And people are backing her. I don't understand.
So that's insubordination anyway.
Insubordinate.
And then if she misrepresented the police force,
I don't get that bit though. I don't get how she's misrepresenting the police force.
Because she's actually in the limelight. Because she's done like stuff for the police, so people know she's a police.
So if she's a representative and she's acted in ill repute or acted
when does she go off duty?
When does she go off duty?
It depends when you sign your contract.
When she takes the wig off.
There's contracts that you sign and they say if you're going to do stuff that can potentially, mirror the fact that you work in the police or do anything like in that method, then they can fire you.
Yeah, there are contracts that, irrespective of what time of day it is, you always represent the company.
Yeah, you're pretty much always on the clock when you're a police officer.
From when you sign this contract, you're saying that anything you do outside of working hours, it can still be
reflect badly on the company.
Yeah.
So for us as the employees, and this is a real last question, yeah, if we come across situations where a contract is like that, we should be demanding more money effectively, because your livelihood is now turned into governance for your life.
No, they offer you this money. If you don't want to take the job, don't take it.
Don't take it. My company is the same. Outside of working hours, I'm still liable for stuff.
Most companies are the same.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like it's not to go too deep into what I do. It's not like okay, for instance, we could say something on the podcast, and I think every single one of us, if we said something that was extremely controversial, the type of jobs we have. Apart from this one that doesn't actually have a job, web slinger, the one that the arts. I think any of the jobs could say, you did this that was completely racist, you did this that was completely homophobic, and we don't like that kind of person at our job laters. My one is not even that. It's you said something that you're not allowed to say at work, or you just did something that is against company rules that any other person would do, and then nobody would have a problem about it in society. But because it's something you can't do at work, and you did it, then that's it. Latest to you.
So what I'm saying to you then is,
and that's part of my contract.
Yeah. But then with these type of contracts, we are effectively allowing people to dictate more than just our working time.
Yeah, you don't sign it.
That's the thing.
I don't understand.
Right.
Don't sign it.
If you don't like it, then don't do the job.
Yeah, you're saying don't sign it, but look at the broader implication of that. That's the broader implication of it is the fact that somebody can write up a contract like that, and that there are people that take that contract. It's a dictatorship on your life, bruv.
But then don't sign it.
Exactly. There are jobs out there that people want to do, and in order to do that job, you have to abide by these rules, which are stipulated in this contract.
And they tell you, they're quite those types of things where they have those types of rules. They have like people that sit you down and go through it, like in videos and all. So
they'll be asking for more money, boy, blatantly.
Well, why? This is the contract that you went for this job at this money.
Because I'm working more hours, basically.
You went for this job at this hours. They tell you this before you start. You signed the contract saying, yes, I'm happy to abide by these rules. You can't then tell them I want more money for the same rules that you signed the contract for.
No, I'm saying that it will be part of the contract negotiation as far as I'm concerned.
You do get some unions who will continue to push for more wages based on certain contracts that you have. So there are some unions like the RMT and the teachers union and the unions for the nurses and what have you. They will have certain contracts that don't look good, and their unions will continuously push for more pay based on the foolishness or apparent foolishness that is within them.
Because, like, for me, like, in a job, you might have out of hours. Yeah, they tell you, oh yeah, we'd expect a certain number of out of hours for you, but they pay you for those out of hours. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
And a lot of jobs they don't.
Okay.
A lot of jobs they don't.
But do you understand the concept when you have left school, you still have your school uniform on, and you're representing the school? And if you do something stupid, you could get
I get that totally.
expelled.
You've still got the school uniform on. You're wearing the moniker. You're wearing the badge. If you're in your own clothes, yeah, you're not in the uniform of your workplace. You're not at work. You're on annual leave.
As a policeman,
and now you're representing the team.
A policeman can always be on duty though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're always meant to carry your thing with you,
Your badge.
and if need be, you're on a, like a standby always as a policeman. I think policemen and
So what's off-duty
ambulance
policeman
things-
then? What's off-duty policeman if you're always on duty?
But I mean, as in they can be called.
Okay.
Like
For an emergency purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can always
as a
be called
policeman, I think, or a policewoman, they can always call you. You can't say I can't do it.
Yeah, you
Police
can. Of
officer.
course you can, because you might be drunk. You can still go out. You
But
can
that's-
still get
but
this. You can still do
you
that.
understand what?
But you could be asked to come in and do something, or you could make an arrest if you're on the street and something happens and you're a police person. You can make an arrest.
But even then, that's transitional because now that the moment you've been asked, you're now back on duty. This is
Yeah, but I'm
you
saying-
are in
I'm
your
saying
own
that-
time doing your own thing.
But I
the
said
thing
that
is
you're
that
just walking around. You see something, you see an incident, and you make an arrest. You can still make an arrest regardless of whether or not you're on duty or not, because you're a police person.
And what you've also
But-
got to understand is that she wasn't really in her own time. That she asked for the leave, and
Yeah.
they refused it. So she's already in trouble. So she's not really in her time. She's taken a company time, but she's probably not going to get paid for.
So simple. Specifically about this instance, outside of the fact that you're not happy with the actual rules themselves. Once you understand the rules, do you think, or even if she still wanted to fight the power with the rules, what do you think should happen with her? Do you think she should be under some sort of trouble when she comes back, or it's like, so be it?
I think the potentially take it. I don't know, because even taking off the holiday that they said that you can't take. I know that there'll be, well, my reasoning will be more understandable, I guess. But if I ask for annual leave from work because the thing that I need the annual leave for is important, and the work tell me that you can't have the annual leave, understand that I'm still going because I need to.
I hear you.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand you can be reprimanded for what you've done.
That's fine. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying that understand that I will still go if I need to. But it's not going to be on a foolishness like this. I'm not going to be like trying to go on a TV show.
That's
you
not
say
foolishness, because she could potentially earn more money doing this than she might be earning in the police force.
yeah, but let's be honest, innit? Let's be honest. Chances are it might not happen.
Well, the headline is
Well, if
is
was
that
banging
she
out, possibly.
the headline on the article is that she's on Big Brother without permission. So that is where the thing is, not the fact that she's on there behaving mad. She was asked to take leave and they just said no.
She also asked to go on the show and they said no, I believe as well.
Well, there you
But
go.
for me, I think that she should just get whatever they got in their rule book. So whatever's in the rule
So
book.
yeah, she should get in trouble. She should get in trouble, I guess, for
She pretty.
taking a holiday. What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying.
Is that how you're assigning value to her by her
Yes.
prettiness?
Yes.
Man said yes.
I'm gonna
Misogynist.
put this under gross misconduct.
She'll probably be suspended without pay.
I would say yeah.
And it'll go under review. And then they'll make a decision after a period of
She'd
time.
be gone, man.
Okay, what do you think? All right, then. So what do you think will actually happen? So I've heard from you, Webbs. You don't think she's gonna lose a job? You think she'll be suspended?
She'll lose her
without
job, man.
pay?
She'll probably lose her job, but it'll go under review while she's on suspension.
She's got a Muslim surname, so she's getting.
So
She has. Her name's
Yeah,
Kareem. So they're gonna suspend her. They're gonna fire her.
she might not get fired, because it might look bad on the
I was there
on the
because
police.
Because she is one of their spokespeople for things like race and
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
on video promotional material.
Yeah.
She's one of the
tokens.
actresses for.
She's a
She's if you can find videos of her saying such and such about the police, blah blah blah, in the promotional material.
police is a very good.
So she's a token.
I don't know if I wouldn't call that a token. They're using people
She's a
as
mascot.
yeah, there you go. That's a word I
fucking
prefer.
token, basically.
A mascot and token are two different things. So I'm not putting them in the same bracket. If you want to overlap them, you can, but they are two
They
different.
might
things.
put her in an administrative position.
Yeah,
being
instead of
on
on.
the front line.
Is she on the beat? Is she actually on the beat, or is she just in the videos?
I don't know actually. That's a good point. I don't know. Let's see if I can find out.
But as she's
that
a,
one ain't running for nothing.
as she's a
Get it
representative,
flying
and she's
high.
doing all those
Imagine, nah. Imagine if her auntie was in the police force. I wore gele to work.
Yeah, it's a helmet.
I love it.
No one will be able to see past her.
Stop
fully
now.
starched helmet.
Ooh, she had been granted unpaid leave for an unrelated reason.
So she lied to them.
So she asked for unpaid leave, and they said, "Okay, go on." And then, but she wasn't allowed to go into that program, and then she still went anyways.
It might be.
Should we back her because we need to? We should back more mediocrity in life.
I haven't got time for all of that, man.
It'll probably be a serious demotion, whether they'll fire her or not. To probably keep themselves in a good light.
Can
They might
social
not fire
I
her.
don't understand what everyone knows about it.
can social media have an
'Cause
impact?
it's in the news.
No, but why did the police know about it? Why is the police going out to tell the
Clearly, the
public?
chief inspector watches Nigerian Big
No,
Brother.
why is the what? Am I still coming through the headphones?
Yeah. Well.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Oh, okay,
Hello?
cool. Because I can't hear myself now at the moment. Why do the public know that she's a police officer, and why did they know that the police didn't allow her to go on the show? Why are they coming out with this information? That's what I don't understand.
Who knows?
It's just news, isn't it? It's journalists trying to find
It's a Ghanaian journalist
trying to find something to do.
Sorry.
I don't know. I
Whose brother was arrested.
I don't understand why everyone knows that she's that the police didn't allow her and all that stuff. That's why I don't understand what's coming out, to be honest.
All right then. Just as a quick thing, just
What is it?
Good.
yes, all right. She's a good meat. All right.
So he's still
you called her meat as well.
I'll call them meat.
he's still
Damn
evaluating her
anybody that
based on
comes
her
in.
look.
He's
Oh my god,
evaluating her.
she's a good looking woman. So what? What does that have to do with anything?
All right.
Just
I
saying,
think
man.
she should
Can I
keep
not
her job 'cause she
acknowledge-
looks good.
Can I not give her accolades?
Just to make this quick, before we wrap up
Kathy.
with this topic, I'm just gonna go around and should she lose her job in your view or no? Simple Simon.
Yeah. Sorry, she should.
Wahala.
No.
Web slinger.
Demoted but not lose her job.
Wolf.
Based on her good looks, no.
You're the type of manager that would be like, you know what, I'm gonna let you off this time.
Just
come-
show me,
just
show me
come-
a bit of leg, will you?
Because you've got a pretty face.
Yeah.
And your mouth is quite succulent.
If I was her boss, she'd gone. If I could do it in the rules.
That's what I'm saying. It was in the rule
Yeah,
book,
if
and I
it's-
don't
if
know
it's
if they'll
the rules.
sack her for that. So we'll see. Anyway.
All right, let's move on to this anti-knife crime business in the chicken shops.
It's racialist.
Explain this to me because I saw the headline, but I didn't really read it, so I don't.
I've got no thing about this.
No views. Okay,
I've got a view, but I don't. They've done it.
Explain it. So
I don't know.
Okay,
If you do not think
the
it's
ho-
wrong.
explain it. I don't even know what's wrong.
Oh, sorry, we're having a private conversation here. But you carry on.
Bitch, we're
the Home Office
White!
in their plight to lower knife crime and to try and get that contained, have rolled out a knife-free chicken boxes in over 210 shops, shops
Morley, that's all.
in England and Wales, including Morley's, Dixie Chicken, and Chicken Cottage. They use real-life stories on the box to show people how they can go knife-free.
How is it a knife-free chicken box? So there's no knives in it?
No, the box is a box, but you know the chicken box that you see traditionally, but now it's got promotional material from the Home Office. It has a story about this is what happened with me. This is how I got knife free. You know, I used to carry knives and yada yada, whatever it is.
Into
And
the
on
chicken
and
shop.
and it's hashtag knife free on the chicken box.
hang on. So where on the box is it?
It's the
whole
box. The box is now there. It's like they've
And you
given
flip the lid, and it's got the story in the lid.
So basically, the box is black,
But for vegans like yourself, it won't matter. You're not going dead. So
and on the inside, it's got some information.
vegan
that's the outside of the box.
Yeah,
See, it's black, the black one,
yeah.
and then the inside has the little story, whatever the story is. So whilst you're sitting there eating your chicken inside the shop or at the bus stop,
So
or when you're waiting for your turn on the train with the woman, then you are reading this story saying, I did such and such and such, and I'm now knife free.
So you think it's racist?
The way it was targeted, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
all right. So you think it's racist? That means that you believe in the stereotype that black people are the only ones that eat chicken.
No.
Then how is it racist?
Because it's targeted to blacks that mainly go into chicken shops.
Like,
It's a double.
It's in chicken
like
shops.
a double entendre.
But it's in chicken shops.
Yeah,
it didn't say targeted for blacks. They put it in chicken shops. So
Okay.
why is it
they
now
are,
racist?
they are targeting
Young
knife
people.
crime.
Yeah.
And in their eyes, knife crime is majority done by black people.
Is that what they said?
In their eyes.
Is that what they said?
I'm not saying that's what they said. I'm
Okay,
saying
so
in their
they
eyes.
haven't said.
But if you look at
They haven't said that it's. Hold on. They haven't said that it's.
But if you look at statistics,
No, because if you look at statistics, it's probably all Wales and thingy. That's bear stabbings.
But they're not doing it in Wales and thingy.
They are.
Is it going to Wales as well?
I did say that. If you people are listening, England and
There's
Wales.
more leagues in Wales.
No, but they might have chicken cottage.
It's not only those shops.
It's got
chicken
shops.
Those are just the
So
three
the question I ask you again is right.
England and Wales, 210 shops.
And I am literally being devil's advocate.
It is a stereotype.
Dark as how?
Yeah, so it's a stereotype that you agree with.
Rest in peace.
It's a stereotype that I buy into. I don't say I agree with.
So you buy into the stereotype that black people
mainly eat chicken. Out of the 5 of us in here,
Please quote that so we can put it somewhere.
out of the 5 of us in here, do we all eat chicken?
No.
Okay. Out of the 4 of us in here, do we all eat chicken?
Well, there's 5 of us, so you can't say the 4 of us, but 4 out of the 5.
4 out of the 5,
I
do we all eat chicken?
frequent Fowl often.
And you just so happen to be black.
Yeah, but white people eat chicken just as
White
much.
people do
if
eat
you had-
They just don't season it.
If you had 5 white people in
hell.
here, or 5 people from any
They
culture,
don't wash it.
Jesus Christ.
They don't.
5 people from any culture, I'm
Hashtag
sure
science.
They all eat chicken, yeah.
they'd all say they eat chicken.
But it's a stereotype that black people eat chicken. Black people love chicken.
No, it's
So,
so,
all right,
black
so-
people like fried chicken.
And
But-
watermelon.
But
What?
do we agree with that stereotype? Is that stereotype? Because the stereotype people believe it to be racist, but do we ourselves also believe the stereotype?
Let's put it this way. I'm going to come at it from my own angle. So this is Stavros speaking. Right. Now, what they say is that knife crime, this is a comment of mine, maybe I'm wrong. So stop me if I'm wrong. But statistically, they're going to say that it's in, urban hood kind of areas, them kind of areas.
Predominantly black areas.
Which is where the chicken shops are in the first place.
predominantly black
So
areas.
so there are areas where you go, and sometimes I'm amazed by it. You don't see the chicken shop, you don't see the pawn shop, you don't see the betting shop. That for me, those 3 things gives you hood status. That's ping 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 hood status. Once you have that on your high street,
And off licenses, constant off licenses.
The liquor store.
I think that's more of an American thing. I think
No.
it's off license.
Over here, yeah.
So you're including that. Sorry,
Off licenses
Like-
is in there.
Over and over and over again. You might have one Tesco Metro in these areas and maybe one place that sells wine. But
Yeah, so
the one that's telling you that's selling white lightning on
when it gets bougie, all of the off licenses turn to Majestics.
yeah. And
Okay.
I'm talking about the one that
And
sells
the
white
Kalish
lightning.
and the Kalish shop, corner shop.
Okay. So, all right, fine. But my point is that the chicken shops that are going to hold this promotional material, I'm going to assume will be in those areas.
Yeah, because the question I was going to ask was, this chicken shop, this isn't, KFC's not on board with this, is it?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, so then that's where the demographic is being identified then.
Yes. So you do have your demographic. Unfortunately, black people tend to live in the poorer areas.
And 2-piece chicken and chips is just too good to let go of, mine.
Poorer areas happen to have more crime.
$1.99.
So you may think that black people are doing all the crime because they're black, or as the way I always look at it is poor people do crime. Do you or that kind of crime, anyways?
Okay.
And black people just so happen to live, unfortunately, in poorer areas in the UK.
I'm going to come with that same angle then, yeah? Do you feel like younger people eat more fried chicken from these chicken shops than older people?
Yes.
Definitely.
And it's targeted at young people.
Yes.
Do you think the chicken shops are even targeted at young
100%.
Yeah. When you're talking about 1,200 pieces of chicken for £1.
Hold on. So that's also targeted at young people, yeah?
Yeah.
So wouldn't this be the perfect place to target all this thing?
So this is the thing now. Some people are saying
Toast.
that I dare, because somebody was on Channel 4 News with the black newsreader. I might, in fact, I'll see if I
Channel
can
4
find it.
or Channel 5?
Maybe Channel 5.
Kelechi was on Channel 5 talking about
yes,
this.
it was Kelechi plus somebody else who was an ex knife holder, let's say.
Yeah.
And he's going out of his way to try and stop this thing. He's got his own thing. But he said, I was looking at doing the chicken shop idea myself.
Yeah, he said that. He said they've implemented it.
But not writing stuff on a box, that's condescending. That's not going to work. You need people to talk to you and to move in a different kind of way. Nobody's going to sit there, read what they're reading on a chicken box.
First of all, they need to be able to
do this.
read.
I don't like that, because then what you're saying, that
Poor people.
But
Big up Brampton.
What can you do? You're not going to do pictures, are you? It's like, let's do a comic.
Poor people have poor education. It goes hand in hand.
But most of them can read.
Would it be better if you open the box and like you hear a quote from Stormzy?
Don't look at me. He's the one that said about the reading stuff. I don't.
If your man say you open the box and you hear a quote from Stormzy, you're
Shut up.
You're fucking ridiculous.
But so
he speaks to everybody.
He's saying that he's got the idea to do it in a chicken shop because it does reach that demographic. That
He said he was doing it. He said he had reached out to certain chicken shop mans. Even I'm sure he said Abdul one. He used one name that was chicken shop name blatantly. You know that man owns a chicken shop. You know he's done this shit.
Abdul's chicken.
But anyway, so he was saying that they're talking about allowing it, make it into a safe space for people to come in and have discussions about it.
So chicken house.
It was when people told me that it was targeting chicken shops to target young people. I was like, that makes sense.
Shall I play the clip?
Now is anti-knife crime campaigner Sefton Henry. And also with him is podcaster Kelechi Okafor, who fights against racism. Welcome to you both. Sefton, as somebody who's a former gang member,
Kelechi's got that good pregnancy glow, boy.
So I've been talking about going to chicken shop for some time now because I believe that in those places there's actual young people that need help, but having writing on a box, it's not going to change anything. There has to be something that's more practical where we have mentors that are in the chicken shops or a place in the chicken shop like a youth club, because so many young people do go to chicken shops. So it's a point of contact. Actually, we've actually started something with B Youngstars, Abdi, and he owns his own chicken shop. And what we're doing is trying to build a space in his chicken shop so that when the young people come, we can like mentor them and guide them and show them new things, if that makes sense.
I mean, Kelechi, you have been very critical of this.
Sorry, Kelechi, we love you, but yeah.
Be Young Star, as in Be Young the singer.
I have no idea. But what I think people need to start doing, or what people need to start taking it though, is that the chicken is making these youths mad in the first place. That's what you need to be looking at, the chicken itself.
The crack food, mate.
Because I don't know what's in that chicken, but as soon as the chicken shop started popping up and opening and selling regular foods, suddenly the children went from being 5'11" to 6'7", £300.
I blame that on Sunny Delight.
That as well.
When Sunny Delight came, all of a sudden kids was
mutating.
Yeah. That bad as well.
Oh, we were there drinking Fukushima water.
They're more aggressive. They're more aggressive. That's true. They're more aggressive. They're everything. And I think a lot of it's to do with their diet.
All right, the question is,
some of these men are going to chicken shop on Christmas Day.
Web slinger. It's true. Web slinger, you're saying that you believe it's a racial thing. It's racist.
It's racist, mate. Yeah.
Is there anybody else around this table that believes that's a racist thing?
I believe that they were targeting black children. That's what I believe.
So what, you think throwing it out in Wales was just a misdemeanor?
No, you do it because you do it nationwide. You can't say I'm going to do it only in this region and it look okay.
So then what happened to Scotland? Just England and Wales. Scotland had the biggest stabbing record for time.
They might not have people that go. They might not go to chicken shops in Scotland. They might not have many chicken shops in Scotland.
Yeah, got fish and chip shops
and haggis and them thing there.
But
I was thinking the same thing that Simple Simon was thinking, to be honest.
Go on.
No, it's just that there's more the stabbing rate in other parts of England is a lot higher. However, maybe
in England,
I don't think.
It's factual. I remember. I can't remember who was doing the actually. I think it was my man with the dreads.
Akala.
Hold on. You said in England, but they're doing it throughout the whole of England.
No. Yeah, when he said that, that was because I remember that. I know he was
say
talking,
what he said.
Yeah, but I don't want him to go down the wrong road.
Let him go down the wrong road.
Saving my boy. He was talking previously. It's not now. He was talking about up north somewhere, and it was. And they said they didn't make an issue when they were doing that stuff. You didn't see the national uproar when they were having their large amount of crime. But it's not at present time. I don't believe it's.
I know,
like you don't believe, or
Glasgow,
or you know.
Okay.
I know that Glasgow previously had they were the knife crime capital of the country.
The best of
the UK.
Glasgow.
And they've since turned it around to the point where they're now doing consultancy for London.
Yeah, because they brought it down a lot.
Yeah.
They did some mad things. Like they did a couple moves to bring it down. I forgot what it was, but they did some mad things to get the knife down.
When you're trying to save you should let him save you, man. Don't get offended when I'm trying to help you out, bro.
No, I'm not offended. I just
never
land more time than not.
You just like circling around,
circling
around,
burning fuel.
You know what I'm saying? No, but I think that they are targeting black kids that go to chicken shops. Bottom line.
But is that racist? Is that racist?
I don't think it's racist. I don't think that it is particularly wrong. It just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, really.
Like the chicken in the shops.
I think that there are other methods to reduce knife crime, to get knives off the street. Who's this guy? Is it Farron Paul or something like that? He's a guy that came from the street, and he was doing a fantastic job with his own money, exchanging vouchers for knives.
Oh, this is the one that's just, I remember him.
You understand
we spoke about him a while ago.
Yeah, and I don't see how somebody from the government or somebody is not seeing that and not endorsing him. You understand?
Maybe it might not be allowed to do that type of stuff.
I don't know why it wouldn't be allowed.
Because like you're paying for the knives or something. But there'll be something in there that will
there might be
might leave a bad taste to the constituents.
Yeah, there may be some.
So you're using taxpayers' money to pay for the knives,
right? There may be some kind of red tape there, but with red tape, that red tape can always be removed. You know what I mean? If it is for the greater good of something else, you get me? So, doing things on a flipping chicken box for £1 and sending a message to people in black and white ink, like the boy said, ain't nobody reading that.
You might work.
Hang on. Because I was going to ask. My next question was going to be, what do we actually think about the idea and the distribution of this information by this method? And the reason why I asked this question is because I don't see it being any different to stick in a logo or branding of some piece of materialistic something that you want to advertise.
I see it as in a comparison to people who smoke, and they have those messages on those cigarettes that smoking causes cancer. They still take the flipping thing anyway. It doesn't make any difference. You know what I mean? There are proper ways to reduce smoking to get people away from inhaling smoke and killing themselves via that way, and putting a flipping picture on.
That's an addiction, though, isn't it?
On a cigarette. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the chicken's an addiction as well.
So I'm talking about the stabbing.
So they'll use
the stabbing is not an addiction, I don't think. Whereas a cigarette is.
No, I'm not saying that it's an addiction. What I'm saying is that the method that they're using to try and get them away from smoking, they put pictures and images.
I think that might at the beginning though might deter people from wanting to actually smoke, but because they're addicted, they do it. Whereas with a stabbing, it might be the other way around. It might. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's going to work. I would hope it does work. To be honest, everyone that's in uproar, I get why you're in uproar. I just hope it works.
I don't think.
I don't care. But I just hope it works. And if it did work, wonderful.
Question for all of you then. I know that I've seen this hashtag knife free on TV adverts. I've seen it. I've heard it on radio adverts. I've seen it on posters littered around wherever, and I've seen it in movies before I've watched films. I've seen it in trailers before films. So now this is just another avenue of them doing the same hashtag knife free thing. All the other avenues I've seen, they've had either stories of somebody saying it, whether it's on the radio or the TV, or the written ones are actually on posters. There's these stories they talk about. They had them with somebody standing beside it, hashtag knife free. Now, I think that this has been disseminated all over the place. I don't, I only live in certain areas. I only go around. I don't go everywhere, but I've seen it around. So do you think maybe this is like, this is the avenue they're going down. This is our promotional avenue. This is the route we're taking. And this just so happens to be another one of those ways to get it out there. Which is, like I said, cinemas, everyone's going to watch it. Down the street, everyone's going to see it. But in chicken shops, we all know that it's young people going into chicken shops.
I think the hashtag is fine. But writing stories on a chicken box is a nonsense. I think that there are there are very smart and intelligent people out there. And I think that if you put heads together, there is a way and a method that you can get these kids to hand in their knives. They done some kind of campaign where people handed in guns and knives a long time ago. Amnesty. Why don't they do that every quarter?
They still have to
publicly where everybody knows.
There's a knife bin.
I don't know about that.
In the church in near our house.
I'm talking about a citywide and a nationwide campaign that this is the dates throughout the year that there's going to be an amnesty.
They won't do it though. I don't think a lot of people will, because they'll know that they'll be like, well,
no, but the
feds now know what's going on.
Yeah, but the previous amnesties have been quite successful.
Yeah, but you also have to take into account that this amnesty isn't going to be nationwide, really, is it?
Why not?
Because it's not meant to be nationwide. The previous amnesty wasn't about any particular weapon. It was about weapons of mass destruction, period. So that's why there was guns and big knives and all those stuff that's going in. This is very specific about knife crime. And the data for knife crime is very specific in its location, in its distribution. So it's not a national thing in the sense where having the ability to hand in these weaponries in certain other areas won't make any sense.
I think it makes perfect sense.
The selling online is the stuff.
I don't see the harm in doing it.
I don't see harm in doing it either.
I mean?
No harm in telling them to
I
do
think it will be a successful campaign if you really push it. I think you can get people to do whatever you want if the marketing is right.
I think the biggest problem with this thing is that they've written something inside of a box, and with the generation that they're trying to reach, you need more interactive outreach points. There needs to be some involvement beyond reading what's on the box.
Yeah, but this is one of the avenues. As Steph said, there's put many of these things where you see on digital marketing where they've done the knife-free thing.
It's an
extra thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's an extra thing. But what I'm saying to you is, imagine if you have a product that you're selling and you do all of this extra marketing, it brings you back to the product. What's the product?
Knife-free.
Yeah, it's like the hashtag is good, but like what I think what you're saying is that their attention span is so short that they're in there to eat their chicken, to have a little bit of fun, to have a chat, and then that chicken box is getting dashed.
I bet you bare man got to keep that chicken box. Nah, as a form of like this when we had the chicken box. Blah blah.
These youths don't care about that, bro.
Okay,
do you think the fact that we're talking about
it on eBay soon
means something?
Yes.
Sorry?
It means that it works.
It means something maybe to us, but when you're talking to
the wrong audience,
maybe a 13-year-old,
these lot got to read it.
An 18-year-old, a 19-year-old is in college. They don't care, bruv. They don't give a shit about these things. We can maybe see the value behind it, but these kids don't give a shit.
I think you're being a little bit unfair to that generation.
I'll speak to these kids.
But I'm saying I think you're being a little bit unfair to that generation. I think you'll find that there are quite a few socially conscious members of that generation
Can I touch on that?
That are completely against all of the negative things that are happening, and they want to see a better change.
And you are 100% right. But what we need to get, what we need to understand is that we need to, I think the term is intervention at the point of, I don't know, there's some kind of term that the people who, these community people use. You need to get the people who are actually doing the crimes to read it, to take it in and understand it, not so much the conscious person who probably hasn't got a knife, or the conscious person who knows that carrying a knife is the wrong thing. You need to get that message to someone who has got a knife, who has the intention to harm somebody, and those are the kind of people that I think is going to look at that and kind of dash away.
Well, he did all of this stuff, you know.
Dash away.
I was about to say that the intervention scheme you mean, it, I'm sorry to say, it has very little effect. I've been involved in a number of anti-gun crime, anti-knife crime initiatives. I've worked in PRUs, people referral units. I've gone into schools, and there's kids in schools that are saying, look, I carry a knife for protection. I carry a knife because certain mans are after me, or I'm going to do something to certain mans. It has very little effect. This initiative with the whole knife, hashtag knife free on a chicken box, it's not going to do anything. And I'm sorry to sound like so defeatist and like dismissive of it, but it's just another wasted initiative.
We need to get rid of embarrassment and feeling of what's the other thing? Well, just feeling of embarrassment and shame and all that, whatever that comes along with. Because the majority of all of this stuff comes from that. You've embarrassed me. You've made me look a fool. now I have to retribute you in some form of way.
You can't get rid of that. That's like
Yeah, but I know that's just the way it is. But
That's how them comedians would do to you. They'll embarrass you.
and it's been amplified because now everything is amplified. So man's get robbed, they'll put it on Snapchat. Everybody now sees that you've been robbed. You now can't be the punk that's on Snapchat that got robbed. Now you have to do something to this man. It's mad, isn't it?
it's not mad, man. That's human nature.
Yeah, it's just amplified though.
Yeah, but then also
whereas before you could get robbed in quiet.
We will exasperate things like that by putting out certain TV shows or, you know, memes or anything like that that amplifies the whole situation, which makes everybody look at it like, yeah, this is a good thing in essence.
What, robbing?
Are you saying media influences the children? So you think video games, violent films,
Of course, yeah.
you think it makes...
Media is a big influence.
I think all of it together, the media, social media, the food, the current climate that we're in with the sensitivity as well.
Poverty.
Because the sensitivity is not helping either.
You daddies that ain't in your children's lives.
That too. All of this stuff is leading to all of these...
Sort yourselves out.
All of this situation. And not to say that we didn't have some of this stuff in the past, but again, some of the things we didn't. So, like, if certain things were like hood legends because it was literally like proverbs. Like something would happen to a man and it would go around the whole area by word of mouth. But that would be maybe 5 or 6 things that happen. You don't really have that. Now you have hundreds of thousands of people across the world who saw that you've got robbed. Man could get robbed in Hackney before you might hear about it in Tottenham. You know what I mean? But you might not even hear about it in Brixton. You might not even hear about it in Lewisham. Right? Now, not only are you hearing about it in Brixton, not only are you hearing about it in Lewisham, but you're hearing about it in Tokyo. Do you know what I mean? It's just a mad thing.
Yeah.
And now I can't have that. I can't walk down the street if man's in Tokyo talking whatever they talk, telling me that I got robbed.
So what it is,
and it creates a stigma and a stereotype.
But what it is the focus now means that there aren't any low level events. All of the events are
extinction level, bro.
Yeah, all of them are extinction level.
There's only 5 years left.
Yeah, once upon a time there might have been an occurrence that happened, and like you said, because it doesn't have the publicity around it, because it doesn't have the extra hundreds of thousands of opinions about what you should do or what you wouldn't have or what you would have if that was you or blah 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 blah. You have that less of a sphere of influence over what a person feels and wants to do about the thing. I think in most cases, if somebody has been transgressed against without the ambience of other people telling them what they should or shouldn't do, or what they would do in that situation, I think a lot of the responses would be to do nothing.
It's like when
I agree.
When you hear about being cheated on, and it's like if nobody knew that your man or your woman cheated on you, you can almost kind of get over it. All right, you know what? I forgive you. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Or you leave, innit? And it's not a big embarrassment.
But from when everyone knows,
you have to have the number of decisions.
It's like different.
Even if you love that person and you want to stay with them, you can't because everyone knows.
Yeah, can I live with everyone just looking like, oh, you're still with brother? That did what?
And that's the difference, I think.
Because now they're looking at you a certain way.
Yeah, and that's the difference, I think. I think that extra layer of scrutiny wasn't there before, previously.
And there's no compassion.
Yeah.
So even then, you're supposed to be compassionate for the man that got robbed or got beaten up, but you're not because he's not retaliating. You're now calling that one a pussy.
Yeah.
You're adding to it.
Yeah.
So not only have I been robbed, I'm also now a pussy. And if I don't do nothing back now, somebody else is gonna try it on me again.
Yeah. And
it's mad.
And the court of public opinion actually saw what happened because they saw video footage. It wasn't like, you know.
Imagine you got to go link a girl and she remembers you're the one that got chiefed by that guy. Nah, you're not getting
That's the thing. Can't even get, and we all know men do everything for women.
Yeah, imagine Dominic Soler, his life is over.
That man is living a good life somewhere, man. Hopefully, I hope he wins lottery now. But that's a man I hope wins lottery and comes to force
after me.
But I spun that left. But anyway, yeah, for real, I ain't got the solutions, man. I don't know what the solutions are.
That's the thing. We have this conversation every 6 months.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what it comes down to.
Because
I don't know what to do.
Goes around and around.
There's nothing you can do apart from try and educate the people that's the closest to you and hope that filters out to everyone else.
I will take a leaf out of Mr. Wolf's book and say it's a conspiracy theory. If you look at the conspiracy theory over it, they've planned certain things to happen in occurrence. So you want to eradicate something, you want to diminish something, you want to make sure you get rid of something over a certain period of time. You implement these little things that will spiral into something bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll do an initiative. Yeah, we'll do this, that, and the other. Yeah, we'll have a fundraiser. But it's not going to change it. It's not going to get rid of it. Later on down the line, we'll implement something else. To further the cause.
Let me ask you all guys a question that maybe kind of leads down the conspiracy theories.
Fuck your question.
Lane, but not to go too deep into it, but let me ask you, do you feel like the timing of this is significant in any way to what's happening politically within the country?
Yeah, it's all about timing.
Well, he's now releasing more police, isn't it?
Yeah.
And more police presence. So you might want to make it look like he's doing that and he's now limiting the amount of life crimes that's happening.
And more prison space as well.
Yeah, so it could be that. Could be. I think everything's political, so
That's,
yeah. Most likely.
Is that your angle?
Yeah, like the timing for me is what's interesting here.
Yeah, of course it's political.
So I am building, Boris, Prime Minister of the UK, is building more prisons or having more prison space. I don't know how it works if you don't build more prisons, but he's going to have up to 10,000 more places for prisoners to be held. And then obviously you're going to replenish the police that you took off the street. I don't even think, unless you're an actual criminal, I don't think anybody wanted like police gone. We can cuss the police all day, but I think we all know that the more police you have on the street is probably going to help in the big scheme of things in this country anyway.
But it can also be very intimidating.
That's the point.
You don't want like a state of like a national state where people are just
martial law.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But that Bobby on the beat, a couple of people walking down the street, it make a difference.
It does make a difference. But I'm just saying it can be intimidating, and also you have to look at these individuals that are Bobbies on the beat. Some of them are a bit arrogant.
Yes, a lot of them are, but
he's saying in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I get it. But you always look at the small things as well.
I just think the safest communities probably have the more police, or the least, or none, because they don't need any. Because there's no crime in that area, and for me, it always comes down to the underlying thing is poverty.
So a more impoverished area will have more police.
No, forget the police. I'm talking about we'll have more crime.
Certain type of crime, maybe.
Yeah, by default, because
they go hand in hand.
The crime is born of the have-nots looking at the haves and wondering why they're not worthy.
So, talking about stuff like poverty and talking about the underprivileged and how the government get involved and how people should make changes and stuff. I see that you guys are going at my GOAT.
You're going at your GOAT?
At the GOAT Jay-Z.
Oh, what? Oh, with this
I'm interested to hear Walla's view on this.
I don't know. I don't even know the full details.
Play the thing and I'll tell you my view straight away.
Okay, so
obviously to defend him, man.
I'll tell you what.
The NFL
he from like Swift and Apple, innit?
Go on.
Play the thing.
The NFL and Jay-Z's Rock Nation are to form an entertainment/social justice partnership. So Rock Nation is Jay-Z's company for
the Rock Nation.
Rock Nation.
Or it's not Rock Sports.
No, but
okay.
I think Rock Sports is probably a subsidiary of Rock Nation.
Okay, go.
Is Jay-Z's company where does he own 100% or part of it?
It's him and Live Nation, I think.
Okay, so but basically they do sports management and they do other things as well. They do events as well. So apparently the NFL is forming an entertainment and social justice partnership with Jay-Z and Rock Nation. Blah blah blah. The deal would make Rock Nation co-producer of the Super Bowl halftime show. Jay-Z issued a statement via Rock Nation, says the NFL has a great big platform and it has to be all-inclusive. They were willing to do some things to make some changes that we can do some good. All right. Now, this is just less than a year after saying on the song Ape Shit in the Carters, I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me. I don't need you. Every night we in the end zone. Tell the NFL we in the stadiums too. And of his bigging up Colin Kaepernick and talking about his plight, staying away from NFL games and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So there is a clip that I'm gonna play of Jay-Z whilst this announcement was made, he's dealing with the head, I believe, of the NFL, and they're putting out this promo. They're talking about what they're doing, and they're taking questions from the panel or whoever's around. And somebody asks, would you kneel or would you stand? And this is what Jay-Z says.
Okay, I think we've passed kneeling. Yeah, I think it's time to go into actionable items. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay, do you know the issue? Yeah, do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next? And I'm not, again, so to be clear, for the room, I'm not minimizing that part of it, because that has to happen. That's a necessary part of the process. But now we all know what's going on. What are we going to do? How are we going to stop? Because the kneeling was not about a job. It was about injustice. Let me bring attention to injustice. Everyone's saying, how are you going forward? And Cap doesn't have a job. This wasn't about him having a job.
Jay-Z always sounds like he's trying to stop himself from crying.
Yeah, he does. That's how it always sounds.
That's all like this. All right, so let's go to the Jay-Z stan.
Now, the question, like, most of the thing that I saw was people complaining about Colin Kaepernick, yeah?
Yes.
What did Colin Kaepernick do? Do you remember? Do you remember the conversation we had not 2-3 months ago?
What did he do?
He took money from the NFL.
Yeah, for what though?
Because of the thing he was having about them not allowing him to have a job.
He was suing them,
yeah.
And they settled out of court because
So
he feels he was being discriminated on by the NFL. Let me finish. He feels he's been discriminated on by the NFL because of the stance he was taking with the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And because the NFL potentially could have lost, this is my assumption, they settled out of course. They gave him umpteen millions to say, all right, you know what, we would lose this. We're going to probably lose more money. Take this money and go about your business.
Mm-hmm. So he settled out of court. So he's been dealt with.
In one aspect, yes.
Yeah, and he's allowed to play in the NFL.
Yes.
They haven't stopped him from playing in the NFL.
Yes.
Well,
I mean.
So what? Hang on. I don't get what's the point.
So I'm saying you're fighting for somebody that's
They have really.
You're fighting for somebody now because they're complaining about him not backing Colin Kaepernick, but Colin Kaepernick's already taken the money and.
No, but you have to.
I said latest. I'm done with this now. I've taken my settlement. I'm good. And in the settlement, he wrote something. There's something in the settlement that he can't do a certain thing anymore or whatever. I can't even know what it is. Forgot what it was. There was a complaint about.
He couldn't mention like how much he got.
Yeah, or something like that. So as far as I'm concerned,
but wait,
I don't know why you keep mentioning Colin Kaepernick when Colin Kaepernick himself has taken.
But settling out of court doesn't make him less of a man.
That's what everybody was saying at the time, though. They said that if you're an advocate to your thing and you want to stand by your thing, you shouldn't settle with them. You should take them to court and you should win on rights. Because I think one of the settlement was that there was something in that settlement that people didn't agree with, and I forgot what it was. But anyway, so yeah,
the one I remember is you couldn't disclose how much he got,
and people were speculating that it wasn't even that much money or whatever it was. But as far as I'm concerned, the person that you're fighting for has already stopped that fight. He's taken his money and he's done that with the NFL. He's still doing the same thing for the police brutality, because that's what he's saying he was doing it for, which is what Jay-Z's saying himself. So I'm still dealing with police brutality, but I'm no longer dealing with the NFL thing because I've taken my money and people are prepared to offer me jobs now. So I'm all right with the NFL on that front. I've dealt with it. So then why is somebody else now fighting a battle that the man himself is no longer fighting?
Who's fighting battle?
They've blacklisted him, man. Ain't nobody going to employ him again, man. It's almost as if the NFL union of owners have said, you know what, that one.
Isn't he playing for a team now?
No.
He was at one point. One person offered him a contract.
Let me see, because the season hasn't started yet, so they're off season right now. They're doing preseason, but
the question was about what Jay-Z said, right? What we think about what Jay-Z said.
What he said and what
the deal.
People are not happy with the deal, and then he compounded it by saying that as well. Basically, rubbish. Well, let me not say rubbish, but he minimized that, even though he said he's not. He's saying there's two facets to it. The one facet is you highlight the struggle.
Yeah.
Or the issue.
Yeah.
Then once you've highlighted the issue, which he feels Colin Kaepernick has done, and I think we can all agree Colin Kaepernick has done.
Yeah.
Once you've highlighted now, you move forward by trying to correct the issue. And he's saying that the issue that Colin Kaepernick was fighting for initially was for police brutality.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I shouldn't work with the NFL. The second issue Colin Kaepernick had was the blackballing. And then that comes down to what Wahala said. He has settled that. I'm putting that in brackets because I still believe he's blacklisted still. Anyways, but he has financially settled that with the NFL. He has dealt with the NFL in that respect. So those are the two issues. Now, the one issue about fighting police brutality and injustice in America, we can deal with that in umpteen different ways. The issue with the NFL and Colin Kaepernick has been dealt with, which now opens up the avenue for anyone that wants to deal with the NFL in their own way to go and do it, because Colin Kaepernick has taken his money. As far as he's concerned, he was happy enough with the deal that they offered for him to take it. So that doesn't then mean everyone black and with a conscience says, I'm not dealing with the NFL anymore because why? Why wouldn't I?
My thing is this, how else are you going to make changes if you're not in there to make the change?
I get that, but I think one of the reasons why I may be skeptical with working with the people who have done these things is because they may well do it again. So there may be another issue that may come, God knows what it may be, and then a black man decides to take a stance with the national anthem or in some other context, and then the NFL CEO is going to blacklist that black man and then blacklist that black man. We know what they done to the guy that sold or was doing some dog thing.
Yeah, that's Vic, Atlanta Falcons previous quarterback. He did dog fighting
Michael Vick.
in his
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. He was doing dog fighting in his yard, and he got more or less blackballed he got finished from the team. And then he got blackballed from the NFL. Well, he didn't really.
Did he get arrested?
He played again. Yeah, it was a criminal offence.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Yeah, he went. So that was
to jail for that.
What you have to take into account here is this settlement out of court is probably strategically done to avoid setting precedents. Because if Colin Kaepernick had made it a big thing, gone through court, gone through proper due process and all the rest of it, and then had won, there were 100 other...
He wasn't the only one.
Yeah, 100 other athletes who could probably realistically put together a case that highlighted all of the things that happened to Kaepernick happening to them at some point.
It wouldn't necessarily be that. I agree 100% with the precedent thing, because you've opened up a gate now.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily, you need to talk down the same path to go through that gate. There's all these other paths to get through the same gate that you've opened. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be that. It could be something else. It could be like they find people for hitting their girlfriends or for taking drugs or for doing this and that. And then it could be, well, weed is legal in this state. So you can't find me 6 months. So I'm taking you to court now. Colin Kaepernick took you to court. And then, like you said, it's now you've opened up this gate. It's like, rather than have this gate open, take this money, shut up, go away.
Yeah, you can have class action lawsuits or whatever. So if I have to give you one person 50 million to avoid having to pay out 500 million, I'm going to give you 50 million, innit? And be happy and smile with you as well.
I didn't even know this stuff is not even part of the settlement. Maybe he said that part of the settlement was not just money, that there needs to be more involvement with the NFL, with black people and blah, blah, blah. We don't know what's in that settlement. It's unlikely, but you don't know. But again, for me, the thing about the Colin Kaepernick thing is the thing I'm just dismissing. If you want to say to the person that you're a bit of a hypocrite because you said don't do all of this stuff now and then suddenly now you're working with them, that I can agree with. You can say, yeah, he's a hypocrite, blatantly.
Who, Jay-Z?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, Jay-Z's a hypocrite about nothing things. That's nothing new. But everyone's a hypocrite. I've heard there's things he says in the past and then suddenly he does things differently. That's nothing. That I understand. But I do think if you're going to be involved, if you're going to complain about things needs to change, you're going to need somebody in there to help that change. If he's going to be that person in there to go and help that change, as long as he's doing that, then I don't see the issue. If he goes in there and nothing changes,
make that change,
and nothing happens, and if you say that stuff happens and he's not taking any stance against it, he's not talking against it, then that's a problem. The thing that I think is most important with him is that he's got that management company for the young sports stars. So there's a lot of young sports stars that's on this Rock Nation, Rock Sports management thing. And he's probably got a lot of American football players underneath him under that same umbrella. So maybe he's going to use this to try and, make sure that they don't get ripped off, make sure they don't have better deals, make sure none of this stuff that happens to Colin Kaepernick happens to them. You don't know. I mean, I don't know about this halftime show rubbish.
I was just about to say that. I'm not sure about this halftime show entertainment thing that he's got going on. And
Why are you not sure about it?
But we've
That's
complained
the-
about racism in that too.
That's the biggest money maker out of all of it.
I know.
That 30 seconds is a good 10 million or whatever it is in advertising or whatever, however much it is. It's dumb money.
We've complained about that as well because remember they were saying that we had the racist thing with regards to Janet Jackson.
I know.
And stuff like that. So maybe he is being able to help with that. I don't know. I usually see black artists there every year. So I don't know what representation is in.
I mean, let's not try to, I don't know, paint such a, well, I don't think we're doing that, but let's not paint such a bad picture on Jay-Z. He's done a lot of good things. There's no doubt about that. But I get why some people feel a little bit salty and they're a little bit unsure about the whole thing. The reason why I'm kind of not sure about the halftime thing, yes, I get that that is a very big place to kind of promote something or to put your message across. I think Beyonce done that. I think that people were looking for more of a hard hitting way of maneuvering yourself within the company. And
how?
I don't know. I think some people were saying, why don't you buy a flipping football club? Yeah, but maybe 3 or 4 of them together, you can afford it.
Who's going to sell you?
Sorry?
Who's going to sell it?
I don't know, but but these guys are such good negotiators, innit? He's managed to get in there to have some kind of business.
This is an old boys club.
I get that. We know it's an old boys club, but the fact that he's in there doing the halftime or he's in charge of the halftime thing, maybe 5 years ago, we would have thought that would have been impossible.
And maybe
so
going
the
forwards,
idea of him buying a football club, for me, it's not such a far-fetched idea.
It might not be, but I think he's got much more way of doing it now because he's in there and he's involved with the NFL in some form of way than he would have been just being Hove with the guard.
If he's gonna get in there and then from being in there is gonna buy an NFL football club, understand and know that a certain level of coonery has to occur because he's, like you said, it's the old boys club and he's amongst massa. So he's gonna have to
potentially, or the money talks.
Nah, it's all I don't know, man.
The money talks. But I don't think he's got enough money to make it talk. That's the point.
I don't think
so. We're dealing with multi-billionaires there.
Which means he's going to have to do some coonery. That's what I'm saying.
No, he just might have to just find somebody to have enough investment that will take the thing. Or he has to make the billions.
He hasn't got enough power.
He hasn't got enough money.
He'll be tap dancing around.
And we know that power's more important.
Why don't you get your
anyway, what was it that you...
Why don't you get your pretty little wife to come sit on my lap?
What goddamn fall to silver. So hang on, stuff. What was that tweet that you forwarded where you say, I love these type of threads? Someone did a little bit of a thread on the Jay-Z Beyonce hypocrisy thing.
Oh man, I was reading it.
That was a good thread.
There was some nonsense in there though.
It was a good thread, man.
I love the kind of things, man. People take time to go into people's
lives.
Yeah. They had pictures of Beyonce when Rihanna's performing and she wasn't looking at Beyonce and say, this is the type of woman that Beyonce is.
Yeah, I thought that was
they had a picture of Beyonce pouring out Ace of Spades into the water, saying, look at her pouring $900 worth of Ace of. She owns the company. To her, it's not $900, it's the bottle at the back.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away the fact that the bottle's $900.
It's not $900 to her though, is it? Yeah. It's the bottle at the back.
You say it's not $900.
It's not worth $900 to her, is it? She's selling it at $900. It's not worth $900 to her.
No, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's the bottle at the back.
I get you what you're saying.
If she was pouring of like dashing diamonds in the water, even then, if she wasn't dash diamonds in the water, that's her money to dash the diamond.
You know, like how you man don't drink, yeah? Would you own like a wine company?
Yes, I would own everything. I'll sell it. I'll sell it, boy. So I'll take it to the A&A meetings.
So what you saying? Should we go and buy a vineyard?
Hey, listen, wine farms out there are cheap, you know.
You know what I'm saying to you?
It's better than the weed farm. But you might have to invest in that soon too.
Why is it better than the weed farm? I don't get it.
Because the weed farm is now illegal, isn't it? At the moment, this one is legal.
Oh, you're talking about only in this country?
I'm talking about... Yeah, but I'm talking about we still might even have to invest here still in a weed farm.
Trust me,
because it's gonna come legal at some point.
Definitely,
no like that, cause all them man that are out there on
free the man them that sold weed and gone in prison because them man there should have been they're entrepreneurs, isn't it?
You know, like, but them man that's on the Edgware Road right now doing up hookah and vape. Trust me, they're gonna just double back when the cannabis thing goes legal. And that whole strip is gonna be a next thing.
Are you really finding this thread?
Boy, you know what they say that Jay-Z and Beyonce have some sort of power in the industry that they can get
gone.
knocked off. The start of the thread is there.
Pussy.
And it's like there's nothing there. It's all gone. All the content is gone. And I went to other threads. I said, let me see if it's just like my Twitter's messed up. Nope. Everything else is loading.
Or maybe the stands came for her because she went for Beyonce. You don't go for Beyonce, man.
Yeah. Look at the people that retweeted and see if you can see it on there.
There's nothing there. It's like it's
cold-blooded.
What's the other topics, man? We got any more? What time is it, by the way?
We do. We only got a couple of minutes. So before we have to wrap up.
And stop living your best.
So we can talk. I'm so interested in this Trump and Israel thing. I'm sure you're probably interested too. But let's do what the Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Let's see who believes if it's a conspiracy thing. Murderer. All right.
Murderer.
Can you explain who the man is to the people that don't know?
Jeffrey Epstein, what was he? He was a financial something or another. I believe he was a billionaire. He had his own island.
He's like a financial advisor type at one point.
Rich white man in America that was in cahoots with the previous president, the present president, many rich people, or whatever.
Other rich white men.
Yes. He had his own island and
Pleasure Island.
Called Pleasure Island, and he was done many years ago for kiddie fiddling. Got off for 6 months. Rich white privilege. And then he got stung again. He's been in jail for the past X amount of months waiting for trial. Now, trial was coming up this month. So these are historic things, actually. So these are things that he was doing 10, 15, 20 years ago. The people have grown up. They've now told him, this is what this man was doing to us. He was taking us to this island, his own private island, in his private plane, and doing stuff with us in his party. He had a madam, basically, or like his side piece, that was actually collecting women for him and bringing them to his island.
Young girls.
Yes. So now, yeah, the underage girls.
Underage.
So that's the problem, basically, is paedophilia. He was due to go in court, I believe, this week or last week as you're listening to this, and then he was found dead in his cell by apparent suicide. Taking into account, he was on suicide watch.
It's the remix to Ignition.
Now, Bill Clinton has been to this pleasure island multiple times. He is friends with Trump and many other rich and famous people. Powerful people.
Trump's been in trouble for this, didn't he? Because he retweeted something about the fact that the Clintons were going. They've been to basically. He retweeted something about them saying that the Clintons are guilty of going to this thing, and he retweeted it, and people were like, "How dare he?"
Basically, the talk is this man tried to kill himself previously, or
he was on suicide watch,
and so he was on suicide watch. He still found somehow to kill himself. So people are saying that it's the Clintons, not Trump. Actually, not Trump for once. Is Clintons, because there's this kill list of the Clintons. Anybody that crosses the Clintons ends up dead somehow. So they're saying that the Clintons maybe had a hand in his death, where maybe they did it Godfather style, where they basically encouraged you to do it yourself, or they paid somebody to kill him, or they murderer. Whatever it is, but they let the guards tell him, turn the other way.
You've all seen Oz.
Do we feel that this was some sort of murder?
Yes.
So for once, you believe in the conspiracy?
It's not a conspiracy. It's a blatant thing.
How did it blatant?
Even if he killed himself, he was told to kill himself.
Coerced.
It's an assassination.
Standard.
His cellmate was moved.
Everything was set up, Chris.
I don't think he had a cellmate.
No, he did. They say his cellie was moved. Yeah, he had a cellie. Yeah, his cellie was moved.
Cellmate was moved. They didn't give him the box with the life-free thing.
Yeah.
Everyone else got the box but him.
Yeah, man. Suicide watch. The guards went on their lunch break.
He did get the chicken box.
Yes.
He did get.
Again, timing. Like, I was having this conversation the other day, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, he committed suicide." He don't look like suicide to me.
How did he die?
Huh? Apparently, he
hung himself.
Well, they're saying he looked like he's been strangled. His neck's broken.
How can he look like he's been strangled?
That's what they were saying.
I don't think there's like an official confirmation yet. Not that I've seen. Maybe there was
suicide. Yeah, it came today.
No, suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but then what?
The official.
Yeah, but what? How? Because I heard earlier.
Yeah.
Not officially, but hearsay was that his neck was broken.
Yeah.
I don't know how you break your own neck.
Well, when you hang
it
yourself,
breaks.
your neck breaks.
Yeah, but you'd have to drop from
Yeah, exactly.
a great height.
From too high from that you could do in a cell.
When
Yeah.
it's
Strangulation when you
Asphyxiation is when
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah, what they usually do is now, because you can't usually get high in these types of things, that they tie their stuff to the door.
the doorknob and sit down.
it's
Yeah.
one on his wire.
What you know about the wire? What you know about coke?
So
I mean, look, man.
just before he killed him, just before he killed himself, they released the notes, the transcripts from some of the court cases that had been going on previously that were under seal. And once they were released, all these names started coming out.
And then he happened.
Big boy names.
Yeah, and then also he happened to just commit suicide.
Big boy names, and then
Come on, man.
within a couple of days of that seal being released and the names being put out there,
Dead.
gone.
Man,
Gone.
I mean, look, even with him being dead, it doesn't mean that they can't do a proper investigation.
They said they are.
Even if they do
Yeah,
a proper
that's what I'm saying.
investigation, there's going to be things that are going to be redacted.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
So-
going to be 2, maybe 3 names that will get clipped.
right. So they will do a proper.
Only one of them will be a name that you know. The other 2 will just be.
The
There'll
one
be a
that,
fall
the one
guy,
that gets
don't we?
paid off,
Yeah, there'll be a
you
fall
go
guy.
to jail, we won't kill your family.
Yeah.
You know, we'll give you some peas.
Go on, Wolf. Go on, Wolf.
Sorry, yeah, we all cut you. Go on.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh, well, there you go. Carry on.
Okay, come on then, cut us. Keep cutting.
Keep
Cut
cutting.
it. Cut it.
There will be some kind of a trial, even though that he's dead. But it doesn't matter. Just like what Simple Simon said, there'll be 1 or 2 names that may be pushed to the front. But like what they done with the cases with the Parliament MPs, the case files will get lost, or something will
Don't
happen.
think there's a trial without him, you know.
When
He was on trial. I don't think there's like a...
I think because of the evidence that they have in terms of the names, they still could throw a couple of people under the bus.
No, they can
I
do
heard-
an investigation.
I heard
but
they was
there's-
gonna do an investigation
but
at
the
least.
trial is against him. If he's dead, there's no trial
So
anymore.
if they find a new investigation and they find things, then they'll bring it in, but they have to find things in it, and that's where
That madam is going to get... Because I think she's missing.
Yeah,
Ah.
because he's involved in trafficking. You know, young children.
So it's whoever else
Adults.
was involved.
You know, and this trafficking business is a big deal, man. And there's a lot that goes on, man. There's some really undercover, nasty human beings, and they are very, very well protected. And sometimes you get these people that are supposed to negotiate some kind of deal. If that deal doesn't go through, then you know what? If you don't do this, we're going to throw you under the bus. And I think Mr. Epstein was just the victim of that.
don't call him Mr. No.
Or Jeffrey or whatever his bloody name is a victim of that kind of circumstance, and he got what he deserved. I think he did. You know, there are some people I think deserve to die.
Yeah,
If-
but he
if-
deserved to die before he did his job,
Before he did what job?
which is to get everyone else that was involved into the jail.
I don't think that he would have been brave enough to do that anyway, because of the massive names that would have been involved, and I think that they would have threatened his family, his children, and all kinds of people. So. I think it was more a belt and braces kind of mentality to kill him off. I don't think he'll say anything, but just in case he gets brave, let's get rid of him. You know, so I don't know, man. There's too much of these things that are going on, and that's just one. Yeah, that's one out of thousands out there in the world. I mean, it's horrible.
Okay.
It's horrible. It's disgusting, mate.
Again, timing. I can't ever overlook timing. Like what's happening with Trump and the Republicans and what is it called at the moment? Because I heard something about the US said something about not allowing Democrats into Israel or some shit like that.
But this is my topic of the day.
Go on.
Like, so Donald Trump has beef with the Democrats. So he's a Republican president. He's got beef with the Democrats. No problem. They're opposing. Obviously, with Trump, everything's bigger and badder. So he's got a much bigger problem with the opposing side than is normal. Now, with the new crop of Democrats that have come through, they are quite further left than your normal standard Democrats, because you have people on the right side who are quite further right. It's like a magnet on the opposite sides. They're just pushing against. It's going further right, further left. So a couple of these people that have been moved into, I can't remember if it's Congress. I don't think it's the Senate. In the Congress, were 2 Muslim women the first people that have been voted into Congress as full stop, and they're Democrats. Now, different Congress people traveled over the world, and these ones were going to Israel, or they had plans to go to Israel. Trump says, now they are pro Palestine, so they've said bad things about Israel in terms of their regime against Palestine.
Yeah, so bad in inverted commas.
Yeah. So Trump was tweeting that I can never say the Israeli president's name.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
He said that you should not allow these people in your country because they hate Jews. Yeah, they're anti-Semitic, and
do they?
They don't hate Jews.
No, they've never said anything like that.
You never did know.
Let me see if I can actually find the tweet, because my jaw actually dropped when I saw the tweet. And basically, to make a long story short,
do you think he tweets
immediately after who?
Trump?
Do you think he does his own tweets?
Yeah,
of course. He's on the toilet doing this stuff, man. Yeah, immediately. Well, not immediately, but soon after he did those tweets, the Israeli president said these two women are barred from coming into our country because they're anti-Jewish, they're anti-Semitic, and we don't allow this kind of rhetoric in our country.
Boy.
Done. American congresswomen are not allowed in the country, even though we accept billions and billions and billions of pounds from US in aid or whatever you're giving us money for.
Your president said you can't come. You can't come.
I'm telling you,
Mad.
It's not really mad. It depends. If you think that Israel's an independent country, then it will look strange. But if you realize that America is Israel, then you'll realize that it's not that strange.
Let me just read the tweet. It would show great weakness if Israel allowed Rep Omar and Rep Tlaib to visit.
Are they going there for something?
No, people from these people go to America. They go to different places where they give money. Yes, they tour the world. That's part of the things. Like yes,
but
yes.
They were planning to go.
Yeah, they were planning on.
It was on the itinerary to go whenever, next month or the month after. Whatever.
But it was the itinerary was to go to Palestine. But obviously, the place is now called Israel.
They hate Israel and all Jewish people, and there is nothing that can be said or done to change their minds. Minnesota and Michigan have a hard time putting them back in office. They are a disgrace.
That's what man came out on the tweets to say about people in the government.
His own government.
This is what the world that we live in, and he might be re-elected because of it.
Shit.
It's mad. America's on the verge of a recession. UK's on the verge of recession. Germany's on the verge of recession. Just let you know that it's all about to crash soon.
Yeah.
That's just my last little piece there.
Yeah, but with all this crashing, because I've been sitting on the fence like worried and shit.
Diversify your funds, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The guys people that have got savings or whatever, it's gonna turn to nothing. Gonna turn to nothing soon. So, Stav, what's the advice?
I've never been big on this because savings is savings, isn't it?
Not really.
It's there. I mean, if you want to, because you can take it and move it, unless it's in some sort of ISA where you can't take it without some sort of punishment. You just take it and put it into some stocks and shares. For me, if depend on your age, if you're my age or under, so 40 and under, then you can do. If you're 50 and over, then do a stocks and shares thing slowly but surely. Hopefully, you've made up some money anyways. If you're younger than that, you can be quite aggressive with this thing. So you need to be doing something aggressive. For me, it's about clearing my debt and then playing poker and doing some stocks and share stuff. I'm going to be hooking up with Swift and the man them and learning that side of things because I don't know. I know.
Go to actual professional things.
I don't think I need to. You know what?
I'm tell about them.
I'm realizing I don't need to. There's books. There's internet. I don't need to go to.
Why do you go to the man them then?
Huh? Because that's part of it. Why shouldn't I go to my peoples and learn from my peoples?
Because the manzim will tell you clear and concisely. Professional will go around the houses.
I can do it all. I just put it this way.
They work to professionals.
Yeah, but then they will reinterpret it in the mandem style.
Yeah, I realize when it comes to finances, I think I'm quite good at catching things on and learning. Okay. And so I can pick up a couple of books and do what I need to do.
Problem.
I think the slow wealth building, I'm actually kind of decent at, and I'm learning this with my child. But the quick wealth building is something that I'm going to need to learn for myself outside of gambling, which I'm not be lazy. I'm not proven. I know I have to do lazy. I can't do it any other way. I have to be lazy, man. Well, that's what the richest people make money. The money's making itself, innit?
But it didn't start that way.
Who knows?
When gal want money.
Okay.
Well, anyway, let me start that way. Anyways, that's the end of it.
All right, we ready to scroll up? Finish?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have time for Lennox. Well, unless you want to talk about Lennox.
It's long.
Huh? It's not really long, actually.
Okay.
We're not yet 2 hours, but we're going to get there in a second.
It's what Lennox Lewis and AJ.
Yeah.
And disrespectful comments.
Was it disrespectful? What's he saying that for?
Because Lennox Lewis has been talking about him for time.
Mm.
I don't know why people go like to say Lennox Lewis has been talking about Anthony Joshua for time. And now he's had enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's properly going at him as well. It's
Because
not
he's had enough.
Yeah, but
really, the woman asked about
called
him,
him a clown.
and he just said, you know what, he's a clown, and that was it. Really, it was like he just dismissed him.
Yeah, he didn't want to go deep into.
What's so
anything.
funny about AJ? You see when he throws out an insult, he got this look on his face that he kind of looks like, I don't know. I don't always understand whether he's got his full chest behind what he's saying. He just kind of looks like,
Because he don't care.
should I have said that? That's what he looks like in the face.
I don't think he cares.
Lennox Lewis wanted to train him a long time ago. AJ said no, and it kind of stemmed or started from there. And there's been little jibes. Lennox Lewis is with a certain camp anyway, and AJ's with not the opposing camp, but there's been very subliminal things. And
It's
what
like
Lennox
the real
Lewis,
IRA and Sinn Féin.
yeah, and what Lennox has been doing now has been the diplomatic one. Oh, there's no need for you to do that. How can both of us win if he's been sending out these tweets.
He's been dissing him as well.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. What are you going to play? Play it then. I dare you.
I guess the likes of Lennox Lewis came back from massive losses.
Lennox
twice.
is a clown. I don't respect Lennox.
Created legacy though.
So am I.
That's what I was about to say. Is this all part of the legacy? Are you
It's
aware of how big the
nothing
legacy
compared
is?
to what Lennox is doing. Nothing. Me and Lennox aren't the same. My legacy is to sit back and enjoy the younger generation coming up and not to really be involved. Just appreciate what it takes to get there. Lennox isn't like that. Me and Lennox are cut from a different cloth.
I don't see, because she even tried to change the subject. I don't think she's a good interviewer, because if it was me, I would have gone down that road directly. She even tried to push that to the side, and he doubled down. He wanted to go back onto it. And then on his social media, he went after it, he doubled down again, tripled down. He really went in to go at him, and I thought...
But he's been talking about him.
I like the part of Anthony Joshua where he's kind of like, let these small fry just talk their talk and I'll just do my thing. That's from what I know of him. I'm not big into boxing, but from what I've seen of him, he kind of just let someone do their thing, and he's about his business. Maybe this is because you're lost now.
No, he's when people keep dissing him, he disses them back. After a while, if you keep jabbing him, same thing with Dylan White. When Dylan White kept on drinking, eventually he just started dissing him back, and he called him a clown too as well. So with this situation here, it's a bit like when we was talking about, he might not even been on our podcast. It wasn't on our podcast. It was when we was on One Up Front. I was talking about the ex-Man United players and the ex-Man United players, ex-Arsenal players, and all these players always digging at the new generation of players, saying you're not doing this the way you say you should do it. And it's just the same thing with the boxers. They're saying, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Lennox Lewis is always telling him what he should be doing. His dad, he's telling him, leave me alone.
This is old man, young man business.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. That's why he was very particular in what he was saying. He was saying, I'm not like Lennox. I'll let the new generation do what they're doing and I'll appreciate them. I'm not just there constantly critiquing what's wrong with them.
He's not old school yet to be even saying. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying, because that's what Lennox Lewis is doing to him.
There's still a young breed of boxers that are coming behind AJ that you can see in his
He's got his own
gyms
gym
and
in it
things
as
like
well.
that. But I don't think that AJ is doing anything out of the ordinary. He may be a little bit frustrated because he hasn't got his belts and because he held an L. Should he act a little bit more diplomatic? I think that there are certain times when you just have had enough and you think, you know what, fuck this. And there has been a couple of times when I've seen him lose his rag, but I don't see the big deal behind the whole thing.
Did he find it again?
I don't know.
The rag there
in his pocket.
So, Mr. Wolf is saying it's a minor.
It's a minor, man. Obviously, the papers and everybody want to make a big deal out of it because Lennox Lewis is a boxing legend, innit? Let's not dispute that fact. And AJ isn't. He hasn't built up a legacy yet. He wants to build a legacy. So what Lennox done is that everybody that beat him, he beat them. You know what I mean? So the proof is in the pudding. You now know what you have to do. He's still got maybe about 10 years left in the game. So go out there and do what you need to do. And he may hold a couple more L's. People think that when AJ loses, that's going to be the biggest deal on earth. Heavyweights lose fights. It's just what happens. Boxers lose fights. It's not going to be the end of the world.
Somebody wrote something somewhere, and I completely agree with it. Because of what Floyd did, everybody assumes that is something that anyone can do.
That's what I'm saying.
So what I could say, let me say what Floyd did. So Floyd went undefeated. Yeah, for his whole boxing career, he did not lose a fight. And I think that put into people's head that, you shouldn't lose fights. Like, boxers lose fights, man.
How many fights did Ali lose?
Bury them.
8. Something like
out
that.
Of his whole
Obviously,
career.
towards the end, I think he lost quite a few back-to-back.
But so 8 out of his whole career, yeah? And the 8 man that beat him were respected boxers.
I'd say...
all of them.
No.
Not all of them. I'd say maybe about 5 of them.
No.
The ones towards like Marlon Spinks, who the hell is he? Nobody really cares about him.
Lennox is the one that lost. Lennox lost like AJ lost. Because when Rockman locked him out, Rockman was no one.
Rockman, and there was a couple other ones. Man.
One next man, brother. He got knocked out twice. He got beat up twice, I think.
He got knocked out 3 times, bro.
No, yeah.
And he didn't just lose; he got knocked
but
out.
When he came back,
10 count.
He beat them up.
He did. Yeah, but Rockman was on drugs, though, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying. It's like, I'm saying you're beating a crackhead, man. And you don't get no recognition for that, bro.
But what I'm saying is, at the same time, like with the way I gave the Ali example, Ali came back and beat everybody that beat him as well.
No, he didn't.
Except for the last 2, I think it was.
He didn't. Not everybody. It was about 3 that he didn't.
The last, when he in his latter years.
No, in the early years, the ones that beat him, he beat them.
Yeah, but I was saying that's what I said. In the latter years, he didn't beat those.
No,
but that was because his condition was getting whatever. Yeah. But the point I'm making here is, like you said, boxers lose in that. I guess it's who they lose against, and that's the problem. This guy that he lost against, I don't know what his career is like.
Well,
I don't know if
I think he lost one fight to the New Zealand boy. And that was controversial, but Lennox Lewis is, I can't remember
Are you talking about Lennox or AJ?
AJ, I'm talking about AJ.
Well, AJ lost to a guy that people, as far as I'm concerned, don't really know.
Yeah, it's like an unknown.
But he had a good record, though.
Yeah, he had a fantastic record, but you don't really know him.
But Lennox Lewis's defeats were like Buster Douglas defeats, bro. Like, they were thinking, who is this guy that you're losing to?
Yeah.
And it's similar to the AJ defeat. People like, who is this guy? You understand? So AJ now has to beat the guy. I think he'll win, but I don't think he'll be convincing.
AJ's one is, for me, is a different circumstance than most, because AJ was meant to fight somebody until like 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before, and suddenly he had to try to fight next
His
dude.
game plan was completely different. And he was concussed, to be honest with you. I saw that fight again.
You still think
he was mashed, man. You could see him blink before he was in. He was blinking. That's why the dad was going mad at the end. You could see there was so much going on in that fight that you like, rah.
So why do you think he said that I wasn't then?
Because he can't come out and say that.
I don't think.
It's like, do you remember when David Hay said, "Oh, you know what? I don't want to mention my toe. And then that was the end of it.
Bruv, you can't. You just have to give it to you. Right, whether or not you're concussed or not, you went out there.
Yes, you did.
Right, you went out there to fight. So you went out to fight. The man beat you. Simple, plain and simple.
He took responsibility for what he done. You know what I mean? Oliver McCall, Hassan Rahman, and damn, it doesn't say the other one, but I remember the Oliver McCall one.
Right.
But anyway. Minor beef, man. Minor beef.
Nice little boxing touch there at the end.
Yeah, I don't think this. I would have rather spoke about the Tammy Abraham thing. What's
that?
The Chelsea racist.
Oh yeah,
you should have put it in the docket then, innit?
Yeah, that was.
I didn't think it was going to go into that.
Ugly, man. That's ugly.
But that's normal.
No.
Well, it's normal now.
It's normal for Chelsea, man.
Chelsea are a racist club.
Okay, what's his Tammy? Who?
Tammy Abraham.
Tammy Abraham is a Chelsea football player. They played Liverpool for the, what do you call it? Cup?
Super Cup. UEFA Super Cup final.
UEFA Super Cup, because they won the Champions League and everyone won the UEFA League, and they won, and it was 2-2 after full time, and they went down to penalties, and Tammy missed a penalty, which meant Liverpool. Tammy for Chelsea missed a penalty, which meant Liverpool.
A penalty that shouldn't have been retaken, by the way.
Okay, and then Liverpool won the game. And then Chelsea fans went at this Tammy dude all over social media with
he's a Niger boy as well. Yeah.
Very bad racial.
They don't want to play for Nigeria. But
it was.
Yeah, he just got slammed racially on the internet.
It was terrible, man.
Apparently, some Chelsea fans want to at the 9th minute of the next game or something clap to show appreciation
in support of him.
Is he
number 9?
Yeah.
Is he new to their team?
Basically, he's a youth player. And he got loaned out last year to Derby, which is obviously
Aston
where
Villa.
Is it Villa?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he was smashing it though in that league. I thought he went to Derby, and then he's come back obviously because they can't buy anyone.
Yeah, he's young. He's like 21 or something. Isn't it?
He's not old.
He don't look. He looks old. He doesn't look young, man.
He does look young. Doesn't look very old to me.
Okay.
21.
But anyways, he caught racial abuse. For me,
racial abuse.
Born in Camberwell.
I just think that's just normal.
Nah, this was.
It's normal to you now.
I mean, it's not good. It's not good. I'm not co-signing it, but
I'm not saying
I don't see what stands out about this.
For me, what was really grotesque is I didn't see the match. So I know the score, but I didn't see the match. And on the back of the match finishing, I just started seeing all of these tweets and just overt racism. I was thinking, what happened? Which woman which white woman is he accused of raping or something like that? Because these guys are going in, they're going ham.
Let me tell you something, Stav, yeah? It's normal for the other opposing fans to do racial chants.
Your own fans
are making racist things about you.
It's Chelsea scum, innit?
They done the same thing to the black Brazilian Willian last season, and the racial abuse that he got for performances, which I thought weren't that bad.
I think Willian is a good player.
I think he's a bad boy player, bruv.
When he got the number, he's got what's his name's number now, innit?
I think he's got number 10.
Yeah.
He's cussing him. I'm like, bruv.
Willian's been a good service for Chelsea.
He's one of your better players.
He's been trying to leave. They would never let him leave as well.
As an Arsenal fan, I never liked going against Willian. He was always zinging out that side, and nah, man.
So I don't understand. Like, again, this relationship is a really weird relationship where
you insult your own players.
So they're only invisible to you when they're doing good. The minute they do something that's bad or what you deem to be bad, all of a sudden there's like
it's like the good slave, isn't it? You're here to do your service for me. If you're doing it well, then thumbs up. All good on you. Pat you on the back. But the minute you do something wrong, you're the N-word again. Mm-hmm. You're the nignog. And by all means, let me tell you how much of a nignog you are.
I don't think the other teams in London should opt to play with this behaviour going on. They shouldn't play with Chelsea with this behaviour going on.
It's interesting about player weight and how they can what they can do to combat this.
Well, Lampard came out today and he was cussing, mate. He said, this is disgusting. You know, disgusting thing. He was cussing, but I was like, Lampard's not having it. Lampard, what happened? He was like, this is disgusting. I don't like it. Blah, blah, blah. So he was not happy with it.
Is he an ally?
I don't know.
Is he not one of the ones that did his own racial sign?
Lampard, I don't think
that
so.
was John Terry.
John Terry, yeah, that's the king racist.
And he obviously kept quiet.
Do you know who is
during the whole thing?
Do you know who else is another racist? In fact, did somebody else post this somewhere? Did I read this somewhere else? Or did you post it somewhere?
I don't know.
The racist, but he wasn't racist to blacks. He was racist to Japanese.
Oh,
Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy, yeah.
Did you hear that? Jamie Vardy, he wants to learn pidgin.
He works for who?
He said he's been hearing the other African players in the club speak pidgin, and now he wants to try and learn the pidgin.
Mad thing.
Jamie Vardy, have a party, cokehead.
All right.
Kevin Ohenetega Taramebi Bakumbo Abraham.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
And it's got it to what?
Tammy Abraham.
His first name's Kevin.
Tammy, not even Tammy. Tammy.
To be honest, the way you just said it, I don't blame him. All right.
Ohenetega.
And on that note, we will do our church notes and our goodbyes. Let's start off with DJ Webslinger. Look at you.
Because I'll just do it quickly.
Let's start off with DJ Webslinger.
Everyone else has got something to sell.
Yeah, I got something to sell.
Go on then.
Okay, cool.
Sell that shit, bitch.
At Instagram, DJ Webslinger. On Twitter, DJ Webslinger. My spider sense is tingling over a couple of comedy specials. 2 is by a comedian called Joe Coy. One is live in Seattle. The other one is chilling and hot.
2 is by?
2 is by?
2 is by? Really?
What?
Just let him finish, please.
What's your problem?
Poor English.
Plug.
Your face is poor English. I'm going to play a little extra.
No passport.
I'm going to play a little extract from Joe Coy's show and check it out on Netflix. It is quite funny.
It's okay. It's okay.
Why? What's okay? What's wrong?
I just don't want him to Hulk slam.
What's it called?
Oh, my screen.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get your phone from
At Big Wahalo on Insta, at Big Wahalo on
Out
Twitter.
of all the Asians, Koreans are the easiest because when a Korean person talks, they sound like they've been smoking weed all day. Like right before they talk, just. Koreans sound like Asian ghosts. My best friend growing up was Korean. I remember the first time I went to his house, his dad yelled from upstairs. I thought the fucking house was haunted. Swear to God, right when I walked in.
So check it out on Insta, Netflix, Joe Coy, Chillin' and Hot. He's Filipino. Half Filipino, half white.
Does he do black jokes?
He does black jokes. So he went in on one guy called Malcolm, and it was very, very funny.
And the crowd?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know his name. You see what I'm saying? It's not about that life.
But it was good, though. It wasn't like he tore him to shreds. It was half and half.
All right, then. So that's on Netflix?
That's on Netflix.
All right, I'll check that out. Dave Chappelle coming out with his special soon.
Yeah.
I'm proper looking forward to that.
Another good show is Comedian in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yes.
I've watched a couple of that. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I like that, man.
But I like that one because there was an episode where Eddie Murphy was on it and he announced he's coming back into stand-up.
Yeah, I heard that. Because Netflix offered him a stupid $1 million amount.
He's got a new thing out, isn't it, called Dolomite?
Dolomite, new film, yeah.
Not film.
It's a series.
It's a series, yeah.
On
sorry.
Netflix, yeah.
Damn, Netflix are gone in, boy.
In Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah, but because Disney is doing their thing, innit? So they got
coming.
So Big Wow, you've done your thing?
I've done it.
All right.
I've done it, man.
Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. Don't have Instagrams. I haven't started my new book yet. I just finished God damn it, Blackamoor's West Africans in Tudor England. Very, very good book. I recommend it. The author's name is Onyeka. He's Dr. Onyeka Nubia, actually. Definitely go out there and get that book and give it a read. It's good. My recommendation this week is I haven't watched it yet, but it's the Dolomite. I can't remember what the rest of the title is.
Neither can I.
Don't recommend something you ain't watched.
Nah, it's got Eddie Murphy in it. It's got Wesley Snipes in it.
And
It's got Omar Epstein. Nah, you can't have that level of caliber of people.
I don't think it's that
Mike
for a
Epps.
while anyway. So for a few weeks.
Mike Epps, sorry, not Omar Epps. Yeah, Mike Epps. Yeah, so yeah. Dolomite, it's on Netflix.
Dolomite. All right, Mr. Wolf.
What's going on? You can catch me on Insta, aka Mr. Wolf. On Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. Bless.
Nothing to promote.
And I'll do it next week.
Okay, I am Stavros Boss. Stavros says this week is Fire in the Spoof. And it's a YouTube channel where they take cartoon characters and give them like drill beats and drill raps.
Oh, is that where they got the Keisha Becky one?
Yeah. There's tons of them. So I've seen some of them on Twitter before, but I actually went to the page and there's loads of them. And it's the bars are fantastic. So this is Arthur.
Man, I got way too much talk.
Going at George the pig from Peppa Pig. Yes? Listen to the lyrics.
Come on, man. I'll be like, hey, what a wonderful kind of. Scrap that, let me do one better. Run this little pig down with the chef of. It's just salt, air, calm, pepper in pepper. You said that I catch one in my ribs, but I'll open your chest like I'm looking for treasure. Pull out the snub nose, pull it to your snub nose. Car do drills like Black and Decker. Man, I'm a twister bandit. Yeah, I don't have that stick, then banged it. Home invasion on Christmas Day when they're in bed trying to catch pigs in blankets.
Jeez. Madness.
Yeah, I like it.
They got bars, man.
Proper bars. And I don't know. It's just a beautiful drill because the way that he said, I put the snub nose to your snub nose. He's talking about a pig.
Yeah,
lyrics, man, lyrics, and it's all over it. There's tons of them. There's X-Men characters. It's fantastic. It's blessed. It's wonderful. Anyways, that's my. So all these links to all this stuff will be in the bio. Once again, rate and review us. Thank you very much for listening to episode 137 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. We are out.
Yeah, remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
Who is that?
You think that again?
Nasty.
Oh, sorry, no, that's something. I thought that was something.
Screen light, motherfucker.
White. Peppa Pig, you know. Said, I put your sister in the figure 4 foot.